right, guys. It's 9:45. You know what time it is. Man, I miss you. But then I got so much on my plate, guys. But we have to go live, even though it's going to be a short little show. But Rick Q, shout out to you, my friend. Sing a new song. You broke the internet. We love you, sister. G Dabs, great to see you. Aberfellas, boom time. Shout out to Covenant Zoe Girl. We love you guys. The Mokum Hopper. That's funny. Love you, man. Okay, guys, let everybody know we're going live. Kathy Leander and Anne, great to see you, sister. Yes, Friday Hangout. Great to see you, Anne, on YouTube. Kathy Leander on YouTube. And beautiful Covenant Zoe Girl. Aberfellas, G-Dab, Rick Q, and sing a new song. Let's go, guys. All right, Joe Hogg, great to see you, telling everyone that Grass will be on the And We Know trip on March. Indeed. It's gonna be wild, guys. Shout out to LT from And We Know. You gotta love him. Will Willis, God bless you, my friend. B. Brad, great to see you. Yes. So the Mokum Hopper for the English speakers, the Amsterdam Hopper. Well, Mokum, how can you translate that, right? Trying to load all the tabs before you go live, guys. Always a challenge. Elon, please help us out. Let me already start too soon to get Derfman in. Because this man is a legend. You gotta love Derfman. Who doesn't love Derfman? All right. Hey guys, I feel like going live earlier, don't you? Right? We got Dragonfly with us. Great to see you. Linda Williams, Kathy Leander, Joe Hawk. Greeting one another, guys. As it's supposed to be, guys. Because we are one big happy family. Coming together in the light of truth. 3C15, we love you. Great to see you. Guys, you want to go live for what? Shall I just do it or what? Twitter will kick in eventually, right? Then I missed just a little bit of the intro. What do you think? Because I don't have that much time. But I do want to hang out with you guys. Lulu51, we love you, sister. Good morning, Hopper, Derfman, and family. Much love, and blanket hello, and love to everyone. Lulu51, we love you. Will Willis, Susie Q, you know what? Here we go, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Bring everybody in, guys. Spread the word. Come on, come into the show.
Let everybody know we're going live, guys.
You know, I promise you, this will blow your mind.
Grassroots army. It's an army.
It's an army, guys. A grassroots army, guys.
We have plenty of time. It's a Sunday, right?
At 17, your people say, I want to vote, but, you know, I'm busy. I have other things to do. Let's go see a movie, and we'll watch the results later.
Come on now, Trump. Look at the ease in his eyes. He's doing this flawlessly, man. Trump is doing this flawlessly. Just had a bullet whizzing over his ear. 5 days later, he's behind the mic and he's spitting comms, guys. Trump is spitting comms like a Gatling gun, guys. You know, we thank you. Patriots win. Arrows up, share, hoorah. Oscar worthy, you know. Look at this band of annals. There was a time when the world asked ordinary men to do extraordinary things. That is us, guys.
That's great. That's great.
Do we have the greatest people in the world? We have the greatest people in the world.
The point, the hat, he turns, he claps, and he points to the camera. Boom! There he is, guys. Trump, we love you guys. Oh my God, what a rally, guys. What a rally.
Nothing beats just hearing us, just seeing, you know, you can already hear it in my voice where I think like, okay, I might head out now, right? And then, you know, before you know it, you know,
An hour
you know,
later.
they come with something that is like, you know, and that is that drop, right, that I always want to read. 1339, and this is to you, QT. We establish a series of proofs for this specific reason. Undeniable, unpredictable, coincidence after coincidence, growth due to confirmations, real sources communicating with the people, unrestricted and together, guys. So this is why Trump was labeling them the fake news, you know, and they will make sure, right, to drop those, you know, to back us up, right? And we love you, Q team. Thank you so much for everything you're doing.
That's zero delta at 2:47 and 56 seconds. It's to the second, guys.
47.56 to the second delta.
The second, guys. This is ridiculous.
An insane assault.
There it is, guys.
Jesus.
There it is.
Boom, guys.
There it is.
There it is, guys.
Woo!
There
Derf.
it is. Durfman in the house.
Dang,
We got Durfman in the house, guys.
I do appreciate all.
I do appreciate, guys. There it is. We sincerely appreciate. There it is, guys. 10:25. 10:25, guys. 10:25. There it is. I hope you guys can see it again. But this is central, so we got an add an hour here, right? 10:25. 10:25. We sincerely appreciate it for your kind words and appreciation. There it is. There it is, guys. The zero.
There it is.
Hey! Oh my God, this is good.
Of thousands, millions of people came in through Biden, and they say zero.
Boom! They say zero. What? 9:40 EST, aka 21:40 Eastern Standard Time. Boom! 21:40 zero Delta. What do we have here? Zero. They say zero. How about a nice zero Delta to encourage add-ons on request of the Q team? Oh, whoa. Guys, check it out. He's saying we have it all at 7:09. 7:09, guys. Listen.
We have it all.
Boom, guys. We have it all. 5:09 Mountain Time. That is 7:09. Check it out. Are you ready? We have it all.
Oh my gosh.
This is 1909. The military timestamp of 7:09, guys. We have it all. See that? Isn't that epic, guys?
Wow. How does he do that?
But we'll make sure that that's going to go very quickly. We'll be able to do things that you never even thought. The only good thing about what happened with this 4-year disaster is that the people will understand when we fix our country. They'll be much more understanding than they would have been if we just went straight ahead and did it.
Oh, right.
What the heck?
What the fuck? Stop on Trump. Dude, what the fuck? This is XM 4461. Dude.
They tell me there's a storm coming in. Is that right? Is that still
The first time I had it, but you know, you guys were after me. I said I had to focus. I was the hunted, and now I'm the hunter. It's a big difference.
After decades in which past presidents coddled and enabled the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism, President Trump finally ended the immediate threat of a nuclear Iranian regime. The Iranian regime was weeks away from being able to produce a nuclear weapon that would threaten the entire world before President Trump took this decisive action on Saturday night to obliterate their nuclear capabilities. The contrast in leadership could not be more clear. Barack Obama and Joe Biden sent pallets of cash American taxpayer dollars, in a failed attempt to buy the Iranian regime's compliance with a weak and ineffective deal. President Trump sent a fleet of American warplanes to destroy Iran's ability to produce a nuclear weapon.
There's new evidence that Barack Obama asked intelligence and investigatory heads like John Brennan, the former CIA director, James Clapper, the former director of national intelligence, and James Comey, the former FBI director, to find me evidence that you haven't found yet so that we can continue the Russian collusion hoax after it was ineffective in the campaign. You go back, we only have a few weeks left, I'm a lame duck president, and bring me the right assessments. And that's exactly what they did, and that's why they're terrified that new information is coming forth that suggests to the American people what they did and how they were culpable.
Incredible. It's all there now. It's in writing. And Tulsi's done a great job.
She's tough.
And she's tough and she's smart. And she did. She went deep into the files and she found it.
A new bombshell on the Russiagate hoax has dropped, revealing what U.S. intelligence knew back in 2016. Sources telling Fox News Digital that the U.S. intel had credible foreign sources indicating that the FBI would play a role in spreading the Trump-Russia collusion narrative. That was before the FBI launched its controversial probe. Now, CIA Director John Ratcliffe is expected to declassify intel from former special counsel John Durham's report on the origins of the FBI Trump campaign probe.
As you were playing those clips of these people like Morning Joe seemingly befuddled, saying that by no account is any of this true, I would challenge them to see if they've actually read the documents, every single page of the documents that we've released over the last couple of weeks. If not, go to odni.gov, It's all right there for anyone to see. And those who go in and read this will see how President Obama directed that a National Security Council meeting be called to talk about Russia.
Is the Oversight Committee prepared to enter into a legal battle with the DOJ over the Epstein files? You guys want the Clintons to tell us what they know about this, and many others. We'll put up the list again so everyone can see.
How can an entity known only as Q, faceless, nameless, fameless, etc., begin to ask questions on 4chan, now 8chan, and build something of this magnitude? How can the same Q entity garner such a massive amount of worldwide mainstream media, fake news attention attacks? How is it possible this Q entity can forecast future events or know when the POTUS is about to tweet? How is it possible future proves past regarding the information provided? How is it possible this Q entity, an entity who began by merely asking questions on 4chan, 8chan, was able to fill in the blank?
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself. The establishment has trillions of dollars at stake in this election. For those who control the levers of power in Washington and for the global special interest, they partner with these people that don't have your good in mind. Our campaign represents a true existential threat like they haven't seen before. This is not simply another 4-year election. This is a crossroads in the history of our civilization that will determine whether or not we, the people, reclaim control over our government. The political establishment that is trying to stop us is the same group responsible for our disastrous trade deals, massive illegal immigration, and economic and foreign policies that have bled our country dry. The political establishment has brought about the destruction of our factories and our jobs as they flee to Mexico, China, and other countries all around the world. It's a global power structure that is responsible for the economic decisions that have robbed our working class, stripped our country of its wealth, and put that money into the pockets of a handful of large corporations and political entities. This is a struggle for the survival of our nation. And this will be our last chance to save it. This election will determine whether we're a free nation or whether we have only the illusion of democracy, but are in fact controlled by a small handful of global special interests rigging the system, and our system is rigged. This is reality. You know it, they know it, I know it, and pretty much the whole world knows it. The Clinton machine is at the center of this power structure. We've seen this firsthand in the WikiLeaks documents, in which Hillary Clinton meets in secret with international banks to plot the destruction of U.S. sovereignty in order to enrich these global financial powers, her special interest friends, and her donors. Honestly, she should be locked up. The most powerful weapon deployed by the Clintons is the corporate media, the press. Let's be clear on one thing. The corporate media in our country is no longer involved in journalism. They're a political special interest, no different than any lobbyist or other financial entity with a total political agenda, and the agenda is not for you, it's for themselves. Anyone who challenges their control is deemed a sexist, a racist, a xenophobe. They will lie, and then again, they will do worse than that. They will do whatever is necessary. The Clintons are criminals, remember that. This is well documented, and the establishment that protects them has engaged in a massive cover-up of widespread criminal activity at the State Department and the Clinton Foundation in order to keep the Clintons in power. They knew they would throw every lie they could at me and my family and my loved ones. They knew they would stop at nothing to try to stop me. Nevertheless, I take all of these slings and arrows gladly for you. I take them for our movement so that we can have our country back. I knew this day would arrive. It's only a question of when. And I knew the American people would rise above it and vote for the future they deserve. The only thing that can stop this corrupt machine is you. The only force strong enough to save our country is us. The only people brave enough to vote out this corrupt establishment is you, the American people. Our great civilization has come upon a moment of reckoning. I didn't need to do this, folks, believe me. I built a great company, and I had a wonderful life. I could have enjoyed the fruits and benefit of years of successful business deals and businesses for myself and my family, instead of going through this absolute horror show of lies, deceptions, malicious attacks. Who would have thought? I'm doing it because this country has given me so much, and I feel so strongly that it's my turn to give back to the country that I love. I'm doing this for the people and for the movement, and we will take back this country for you, and we will make America great again.
Okay, guys, here we go.
You ready?
Beats.
You ready? You ready?
All right, guys. How is everybody doing? Buck Wayne, great to see you, my friend. Will Willis, Basquiat, 1776. Beautiful, talented, inspired. Miss Penny Black. How you doing? How are you guys doing? What, guys? Thank God it's Friday. Let's get into the show, guys, because I don't have a lot of time. We got a lot of ground to cover. And here we go, guys, because you are all here, because you know the storm is upon us. Let everybody know we're going live.
warriors. Set yourselves apart from this corrupt generation. Be saints. And that is the freedom that I wish for you. Freedom from sin. Freedom from our weaknesses. Freedom from the slavery that sin makes out of all of us. That is the freedom that is worth dying for. Kind of reminds me of the words that Mel Gibson first intoned in his Academy Award-winning film Braveheart, when he said to his ragtag army, and I say to you tonight, I see before me a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. You've come to fight as free men, and free men you are. What will you do without freedom? Will you fight? No! Yep, fight, you may die. Run and you'll live. For at least a while. Dying in your beds many years from now, would you have been willing to trade all the years from this day to that for one chance? Just one chance to come back here and tell our enemies that you can take our lives, you can never take our freedom. Every man dies. Not every man truly lives. You. We must fight for that authentic freedom and live, my friend. By God, we must live. And with the Holy Spirit as your shield and Christ as your sword, may you join Saint Michael and all the angels in defending God and sending Lucifer and his henchmen straight right back to hell where they belong. Storm is upon us. But not without Jesus, our rudder. And in the words of Reagan, evil is powerless if the good are unafraid. God bless you.
And God bless you. Beautiful patience. I'm doing so many things at the same time. But again, guys, let's play Hold the Line. Let me shout easy now and now because you know that I love you, right? We're gonna hold the line. Guys, let's use with us Danny Backers. We love you, brother. Little Sister Brown. Okay, guys, let's turn up the volume and let's wake up those neighbors. It's that time of year.
I will be your president for disease, joblessness, and hopelessness.
MS, Camp Awakening,
anger,
great to see you.
Resentment and hatred.
Jack from the Fair,
extremism.
Good afternoon to you.
Violence.
I guess you're
bitterness
Dutch.
and fury. No
sing a new song, sister. We love
no
you.
nation.
You broke the internet.
Only a state of
Jen
chaos.
Johns.
Don't piss
Little
down my
51.
back and tell me it's me.
Beautiful, talented, and inspired. Miss Penny Black. Faye. Webster, 55. Love you. We're gonna hold. Frank, 1020. Could have been. All right. We're gonna hold the line. Boom time. Little Sister Brown. Tyrius MC. Susie, 6038. Bill Willis from Texas. Ghost Slinger. Will Willis. Bang bang. There we go. Katie Perkins. MLM. 5. Good one, Taylor 1. Okay, guys. Rick Q. We love you, brother. Thank you so much for joining us, my friend. Behind. Frank. Nova's mom. We're gonna hang on to the floor. Queen. Hey, Backers. We love you guys. Q-Fay. All right. Angel Magic. We love you, sister. Give it up for Angel. You know it's going to be a good show, but she's with us. We have reached our cruising altitude of 40,000 foot long ago. As we prepare to land, make sure you're Your seats and folding trays are in their upright position. And while you're at it, please double check if you're buckled up because it's gonna get bumpy. We knew this day would come. Those famous last words. United Airlines to Guantanamo Bay. Immediate boarding at gate 1. We knew this day would come, so grab your favorite beverage, liberal tears. Grab your popcorn. You elected them to do the heavy lifting, so sit. Enjoy the show. Enjoy it, guys. You've been waiting for this all your life. Rick and Rare Whiskey. Awesome to see you. JD Perkins. The Angels are sounding their horns. The apocalypse is nigh. Was shattered for millennia and are falling as you can see right in front of our eyes. We're so blessed to be alive to be witness of this epic transition to greatness. So big shout out to Donald J. Trump, Dancing Vino, Elon Musk, General Frank, Cash Patel, Bobby Joe Branson, Richard Canal, President Warlocks. We love you.
We will be back in some form.
Too many of us think it is impossible.
Breezy, 15.
Too many think it is unreal. But that is a dangerous, defeatist belief.
Maria
It leads
Lewis,
to the
great
conclusion
to see you.
that we are gripped
Damien
by
from
forces
Austin.
we
Great to
cannot
see you.
control.
Gary,
Ladies and gentlemen,
prepare for the Storm Mega. Okay, guys, we have arrived. Woo! Let's wait until the Where We Go One We Go worldwide is full on screen because you guys are absolute proof of this. And straight up go into scene number 3. Boom. Okay, guys, so now you can finally see what I'm seeing, right? So, okay, wow, guys, we have arrived to beautiful Friday. How is everybody doing? Hope everybody is doing well. I am. Yeah. But let's see, guys. Do we have the man with us? The legend. Let's see, guys. Yes, we do. Okay, guys, so there it is. Let's introduce the man, the legend you all know as Mr. Butterboy. Flip. 21 Flip, great to see you, my friend. Mr. Butterboy, the man that knows without being told. Mr. 45, believe it or not, heartbeats a minute. Do not let him tell you otherwise. The cherry on top. He went to the rally. You know how it went. He turned around, took a selfie. Trump noticed that one guy in the audience turning his back to Trump. How could he? But he was taking a selfie, guys. And Trump thought, you know what? Let's make the air cue. This is when we went back and look, was it true? Did it happen? We looked at the timestamp in the details of the picture. And yes, indeed. We went back to the show, and there it was, guys. Trump looked at him and gave him an air cue on his selfie, guys. And now we know him as Mr. Air Cue Derf Man. How you doing, my friend?
Good. Good to meet the hack.
All right.
Grasshopper. And goedemiddag to Trucy. I think I saw Rick Q as well. Yes, I did. Everybody, well, Miss Penny Black in the UK.
All right.
We also have a good afternoon to Q-Fay, right? Q-Fay. Let me make sure I get this right. Q-Fay. Where are you? Sweden/Denmark.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. We're getting a lot of, we are worldwide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we've got Switzerland, Germany, Sweden as well, and we had a couple of Finlands, we had Norway as well, Belgium, Portugal, even got France, Poland, and that's just Europe, guys. We sometimes have New Zealand in the house. Sometimes we even get the Philippines in the house. So it's getting tough for me to remember everybody, especially, I don't want to say especially for QFA, but QFA is Sweden/Denmark. So that's why I want to make sure I get that one right? And good morning to everybody on this side of the pond. Good morning to Stormy Wind, Miss Cap Awakening, who's in Michigan, and Saska Bush in Saskatchewan, Canada. Oh, really? I didn't know. Apparently, we call him Mr. Burns, aka
Patrick.
The Prime Sinister of Canada, Mark Carney, because he walks around with hunched back, kind of like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. So I've seen a few people refer to him as that, and yeah, he's a creep. He's a banker. He's an English banker, as far as I'm concerned, and yeah, whatever. Good morning, Zoe Girl, Kathy Leander, Maya Roberts, Graceful Trippy, Gary M8B, who is at work and listening. Well, and I hope you enjoy the audio. And even if you can't be in the chat with us, it's all good, guys. Just letting us know that you're here with us is always great. We also have Buck Wayne in Canada. I think he can attest to the Mr. Burns allegations. We've also got Bastiat, 1776. Good morning. Tyrus MC, former Marine, with us.
Awesome.
Jan Johns.
Thank you for your service.
Anita. Yeah, I should have said that too. Thank you for your service, sir. And Anita Shitsunat singing a new song is with us. Little Sister Brown as well. Let's scroll down. Durango Nibiru's with us. Blues Breakers. Will Willis in Texas. Flip 21. Always good to see you guys. And gals, of course. We always say guys, right? And there was a time when people weren't offended by mere words, but now, we've got a retard in Minnesota who's all offended by people driving around his house and yelling the R word.
What is that?
Retard.
Okay.
Because you remember last week or a couple days ago, maybe, when Trump posted that long Twitter post and referred to Tim Walz as a retard. And then we had I don't know if it was Quiet Piggy or if it was another little piggy on Air Force One that was asking Trump about the use of the R word. And I think yesterday, if not maybe Wednesday, Tim Walz had a conference where he's saying, I can't believe people are driving around and yelling out the R word. And that's kind of funny, isn't it? Because it's not that long ago, and everybody in the chat can attest to this, where people are being called racists, fascists. Even Trump says it in a speech, right? Called a xenophobe and all that BS. So it's okay when one side does it, I guess, right? And the other side, well,
yeah, big,
you might insult. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But that's enough of me making fun of that retard. And I'm sorry if this is going to cost us points on YouTube, so I'll stop.
Come on. Who cares?
I just thought about that.
Don't worry.
Well.
We're already not.
Well,
we could have been monetized, right? But if I play the intro as we do it, that means no monetization, which doesn't matter, right? Not here for the money, but do I care, right? Yeah, so don't worry about that. And even sometimes our shows are being canceled in, different regions of the world. You have this little funny exclamation mark, and then you click, and then, yeah, your show has been canceled in
that in this region. Like, okay, well, what did I say? Trump is a good guy? Did I mention the S word? George Soros? Oh my God.
Oh,
it's almost the name you should not mention, right?
Yeah, we definitely don't want to mention the S word because, we remember what happened to, oh, geez, Louise, help me out, Grass.
I don't know.
We've referred to that video. Your retweet.
Oh yeah.
With
yes.
What's his name again?
Yeah, Newt Greenwich.
Newt Greenwich. That's right.
Newt, man. Think about Newton.
Oh man.
No gravity without Newton, guys. No gravity without Newton.
I totally blanked on his name though. That was but I had his face right in front of me. Yeah, we remember what happened with Newt when he was on the news and he dared mention the name. Right?
He's almost like Fredo, right? Being the Lord of the Rings, and the media saying, don't mention the name of the Lord in vain, right? And he goes like, ha, right? This little Lord of the Rings, right? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
The ring.
Well, Grass, I know, as you said, you don't have too much time today, so I want to say also, but instead of waiting to the beginning of the show, boy, I messed that up. Instead of waiting till the end of the show, I want to just make sure that we send out a few prayers to some dear friends of the show. From Deflustrated's neighbor, Nancy. We hope she's doing well. We send prayers out to her. Deplorable LJ as well, who's been dealing with some health issues. Want to send prayers also to Deflustrated's mom. Zoe Girl as well. D-Dan has been going through things. We also want to send prayers out to Richard Rohr, who has been also dealing with some health issues. He's here with us whenever he can be. I don't know if you're listening on the loop or on the replay, or if you're lurking, but just know, Richard, that we're with you and we are sending our prayers out to you. So we also want to send some prayers to Tippy Top, who is also dealing with some health issues with her hip.
Wow.
She mentioned earlier that she's going to have a hip replacement done in January. So prayers to you, Tippy Top, I hope.
Just know that they're pretty advanced in hip replacement, right? So again, it's a tough situation, but they're pretty good at that.
Not like back in the 60s and 70s when
what happened?
They used to, just the way they used to open people up.
They would put roller skates underneath.
Oh my! I don't know. I don't know enough. I just know that the way people were dealing with injuries back then.
In the 1800s, they would drill a hole in your forehead, right? They thought that would solve everything, right? Did you know
that? I had heard about some of that stuff.
Yes,
but yeah. So our prayers out to you, Tippy Top, and don't be shy, guys, in the chat. If you require some prayers, definitely let us know, and we'll definitely be keeping you in our prayers. It's always good to, let us know, and we'll definitely pray for you guys.
Absolutely. We are one family, right? So if there's something up, let us know. Don't swallow it in, and go through it all by yourself, right? Just understand you got a worldwide family here. And if you need something, right? Like, we are here. Always.
Yes, we are.
Big genuine.
And without further ado, Grass.
Yes.
Again, I'm not 100% sure how much time that we've got today. I know there.
So I wanna be down. It's now 4:30. I want to be down at 7. 7.
Okay.
6, 7. Yes. It's going to be for other people, it's a normal show, right? For us, it's a really short show, right? And again, but I will promise you that after these few minutes of going live, and when we close the show down, you will feel like new, right? Promise you. And we'll be back on Sunday. This is going to be in transference of energy, right? We're gonna show you what we see, right? We're gonna go through the sequence of things, what they are trying to tell us, and how they're building up their comms, pointing to something that is going to happen eventually, right? Not saying that we know when it's going to happen, right? But when are you going to happen, right? When are you finally going to get into that expansive state, right? And remember why we are here. Let me say it like that, right? That is so important, because when you know that, you're kind of already where you need to be. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Saskia Bush, we love you. And again, this is why we're all here. This is that thing that resonated with you. And by the time that we're getting closer, this light is getting brighter and brighter and brighter, right? This happiness, this anticipation just starts glowing, right? And it's time to kind of give that, acknowledge that. That's all. And maybe this will be one of those shows where, where we can put that a little bit into perspective, right? Sunglasses, Miss Penny Black, Madman, and again, Tippy Top. Thank you so much for letting us in on what's going on your side of the screen, so that we can think of you, right? During the days ahead, until, January comes, and, we'll be with you in spirit. Again, guys. Callers 1921, great to see you. Again, Derf, let's keep the mic open, right? Because, let's get into these comms together, right? Let me just, I'm a little artistic like this. I need to get this thing a little bit up. Let me see. I want to have it perfect, guys, because let me see.
Hey,
up. Yes.
We're all a little autistic over here. So,
yes.
Good to see you, by the way, Madman. And Colors 1921. And Sunglasses. Always good to see you as well. Rod Leonardo. Do No Good, who was saying that he had a 101-year-old aunt who had a hip transplant.
Wow.
And yeah, and
that
she
is
made it all the way. Sorry. That is amazing, dude.
Yeah.
And she actually, managed to live a couple more years. So.
And that's unique, right? For people, for hospitals, to, like,
in my case, I believe everybody should have what it needs. You know, it doesn't matter how long you still have to live, right? But you have these doctors, and this is kind of more usual than unusual, that they will prohibit somebody of a certain age to have something like a hip replacement, because they say, well, you know, these things were happening in America, and they're now happening in Europe as well. So I've been told, right? And I don't believe that's a good thing. I'm just saying, you know, like for somebody of that age to be eligible to have a hip replacement, that's awesome. Or what kind of healthcare did this beautiful woman have, right? And it also shows you that it is a pretty safe operation. If you're 101 and you are fit enough to go through an operation like this, right? So again, this is just to suit your mind, right? Tipito. Okay, guys. So again, big week, right? And I've been looking around and I've seen it, right? But there are also some other things that we need to pay attention to. And these were the ones that I spent my time on making, right? Because who was this again? Tinker Tweet. Yes, Tinker Tweet. I was making a decode. I don't know which one. I think it was this one. And then Tinker Tweet underneath this tweet, somewhere, she was letting me know. Yes, there it is. Tinker Tweet, right? Was letting me know that Emerald Robbins, never heard of it, but was saying that this news was breaking, right? That the news was breaking that Chavez from Venezuela, who died, right, rigged the 2008 election of Barack Obama in favor of Barack Obama by Smartmatic. And this is a whistleblower. Again, guys, right? When we are talking about the stakes are high, there's a reason why I go back to this again and again and again. Because this is all pointing to Ukraine being the headquarters of the New World Order, right? Just to show you that this happened, and that made me go back to, you need to go back into time, right? Because Tinker Tweet is letting me know, hey, this is breaking. And I thought, because I know with the decode that we've made with Donald Trump, right? Where he was saying he was closing the airspace of Venezuela. He was saying to all airline pilots, drug dealers, human traffickers, right? So to all airplanes, to all airlines, pilots, drug dealers, and human traffickers, please consider the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela to be closed in its entirety. Again, what I noticed was the gap code back then, right? Do you see what is happening? Okay. So I was just putting this in the back of my mind somewhere, and we're still running. And when Tinker Tweet gave me that tweet, I was like, oh, wait, right? Okay, because I noticed that straight up General Flynn said, hey, Maduro, think it's time. Huh? And I always thought like, that stood out. Little did I know that 67 hours later, guys, this information was coming out regarding Barack Hussein Obama. For an election interference, right? The funny thing is that 67, those hours in between, are showing us where is Barack Obama. where was he yesterday? And it so happens to talk about the mandatory forced grounding of planes, right? As it talks about Podesta, as Trump is talking about human traffickers, right? So I thought that correlation was pretty wild. Do you see what's happening? He's closing the airspace, saying, hey guys, like, you know, this is showing you he is Mr. Executive Order 1221. He is the new puppet master. He's calling the shots. And not even 67 hours later, the news breaks, guys. Viral. Chavez rigged the 2008 election. He's not beginning about 2016. He's not talking about 2020. He begins at the root, guys. How did this happen, right? Was Obama groomed to be the commander-in-chief, right? Like, look at those scrums that we had before, guys. Okay, wait a minute, guys. Let me see. Where is it? There it is, guys. There it is, right? General Flynn again. This was the 29th. Let me see. When was this? Aha. This was the 29th as well. This is a busy day for Jen. The 29th at 17:18. And we were where? Here? This was it later that night. Okay. So check this out. Wait. Let me bring this here so I can see it. Okay. So I can go back and forth to this. So look at this. So this is showing you where is Barack Obama? Where was he yesterday? It talks about the airports. Of course, it talks about 9/11, right? Why certain people could leave and while, you know, everything was mandatory forced. The mandatory forced grounding, right? No airplane could leave. Besides Podesta and the Bin Laden family. Right? Okay. So, what happened later that night? General Flynn posted 1 minute and 17-second clip where he talks about the CIA must be shut down. The clip 117 is showing you, right? His timestamp, by the way, his 4022 is bringing you to a drop that is saying, think CIA. Public truth. Prevent World War III. Matters of national security. Also chiming in a little Zero Delta that Trump, on the request of the animals, Trump hasn't posted today, they said, and Q, how about a nice Zero Delta? And Trump find it necessary to start tweeting about this storm in the Atlantic, saying it's very dangerous. And I, encourage anyone to heed the warnings. We are monitoring this storm closely, right? We are with you. This is what Trump thought was, was necessary to make this. He could have said, make America great again, right? Boom. And then hit the Zero Delta. He wanted to talk about the storm with the Zero Delta, right? Okay. So the clip of General Flynn is 1 minute and 70 seconds long. That drop talks about Al-Walid. Why was the arrest of Al-Walid and others so important? How is Al-Walid and Barack Obama tied to Huma? Not the person, the organization that brings you to the Muslim Brotherhood. Again, there is a method to the madness, right? Why all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, because it's drop 14Q is saying, why hasn't the Muslim Brotherhood been designated as classified, I believe? Yes, this is how it says it. Why hasn't the Muslim Brotherhood been classified as a terrorist organization? right? It took till now for Trump to do it. Just before the National Guardsman was injured and one killed, right? Just before that happened. But look at this. Now we're looking, not all of the Muslim Brotherhood is a terrorist organization, right? Or designated as such, right? But just certain factions. And I would not be surprised if that will be that exact. One of those is that exact one that ties back to Barack Hussein Obama, right? I would not be surprised, guys. But who knows? I could be wrong. But there it is. What book was Barack Obama caught reading? And why did Al-Walid bin Talal finance Barack Obama pre-political days? Who was this dude, right? Who cared about him? But they said, this guy, this is going to be the one. We're going to finance him and he's going to be president. And there were these stories, right? I don't know if they're true, but people are saying that he was going around telling everyone, I'm going to be the president of the United States. And nobody believed him. Thought he was joking. Cute, right? But then 2008 happened, right? That is bringing you right over here. Boom. I think it's time, right? Few hours later, General Flynn is dropping us the sauce through his clip 117, saying, hey, why were the arrests in Saudi Arabia so important? And especially of Al-Walid. How does it tie Barack Obama to Huma with Al-Walid? Financed pre-political days. And again, what is Huma? Define it. Okay. What book was Barack Obama caught reading? The Post-American World by Fareed Zakaria, right? Again, how is Bush Sr. and Jr. connected to Al-Walid? And what occurred after 9/11, right? Who financed it? Interesting, no? Again, what is the single biggest event that can generate many nation states to pay out billions? Who audits the money? 15,000 for a toothbrush? Halliburton. Here we go, guys. What senior level political officials are affiliated with Halliburton? So I thought, oh, wait, let's have a look, right? So I was looking it up. A shout out to Grok, right? I said, hey, Halliburton, how is it connected to the CIA? Well, look at this, guys. Halliburton has various documented connections to the CIA because this is the baseline that General Flynn was putting out here, right? And his timestamp linked to the CIA. And it talks about World War III prevent. Like Q was saying, certain information, if it gets out, right, can prevent certain events. It can also start certain events, but it can also, and this is important, stop certain events. So why is General Flynn putting the spotlight on the CIA with 117 and 40 minutes and 22 seconds at 21:41? Good question, right? Now we're talking about, Al-Walid. We know about bin Laden being one of those. He was working for the CIA, right? He even had a name, right? What was it again? Tim Osman? I don't know, man. Something like that. But again, so I was doing some research, right? I wasn't doing research. I was just asking a question to Grunk. And again, it was saying, Halliburton has various documented connections to the CIA. They even have these special operators, advisors, and director to the Central Intelligence, DCI. And then it goes deeper, right? They maintained this representative to the CIA, 40 employees, while being paid by U.S. taxpayers. And there is Dick Cheney, guys. Boom. Again, Dick Cheney is bringing you to those senior level political officials, right? And it brings you to the money laundering, right? Let's have a look. There's also evidence of Halliburton benefiting from political influence by Dick Cheney, who served as CEO of Halliburton, so happens to be during 9/11. From 1995 to 2000. Later happens to become vice president, guys, right? Right? And he was a key figure in shaping the US case for the Iraq War. Well. Critics include Sir Rand Paul, right? We had that confirmation last show from Donald Trump. Has suggested that Cheney's push for war was influenced by potential profits for Halliburton, right? And again, he also pushed another 180 million in bribes to, Halliburton. So there it is, right? There it is. Senior level political officials affiliated with Halliburton, like Dick Cheney, and there it is. What is the single biggest event that can generate many nation states to pay out billions? Wars, guys. There it is. Endless wars. World War III prevent, right? Because they know they lost. There is this world peace now. And the last one to go is Russia, Ukraine. And you can already see that their messiah, right, of the deep state, this Zelensky, right? They're throwing him in front of the bus. Now all of a sudden, money is missing and it's his fault. Ukraine has corruption. Oh, no shit, right? Right? Don't look here, look there. It's his fault, right? But this is set on the stage, right? Because everybody knows about the kiss from Nancy Pelosi. Again, this is preloaded by Trump already. With the whole stock market thing, right? Insider trading and stuff. Q was already asking you these questions. So Q was asking you these questions like, what is their annual salary, right? How is this even possible? And now, a few months ago, Trump was already putting her into the spotlight. Like, hey, insider trading. What's up? Right? Again, and now this is coming out. So this is in the back of people's mind. This is now a fact, right? Insider trading, money, corruption, Nancy Pelosi. Now when this information is coming out from Biden, Hunter, and Mitt Romney has his kids there. Now a picture is being painted, right? These endless wars are being created to launder money, guys. Pay out billions of dollars. This needs to stop. And it is stopping. And when it's stopping, they're going to turn upon the guy that they made almost bigger than life, right? Zelensky. Nothing wrong with the man. Awesome guy, great leader from Ukraine, bad Russia, saint, Zelensky. Yeah. And now this is almost over. Now they're going to turn on him, right? Now it's going to be his fault. There's panic, guys. Panic. Because they know what Russia found there is going to become public. And it might be part of the big chunk of information that will come out that will be undeniable. And people will be outraged. When you're outraged, you want to see justice. This is not a case like, I don't know, is this true or not? Let me think about this. When you're outraged, you're constantly that angry you are. You want to see justice. You can't sleep until you see justice. And this is how it's being set up. This had to be this way. Show Trump as somebody that can fix big problems and then drop a nuke. Boom. This is what we find. This is the problem. Now what? Too big to fail, too big to rig, too big to solve. You know, like the banks, right? Let's give them some more money, right? Even though they're printing it out of nothing. Let's just keep it going because we can't do without. But again, we all also know it doesn't work. But yeah, let's keep going, right? And now with the deep state, with this enemy that has been entrenched in all of our societies, when this is coming to light, this corruption, that it was all unnecessary, that it was all being put out there to steal your money and take your human rights away. Your freedom. We don't even know what freedom is, guys. We have never experienced freedom. If you think going on a holiday is freedom, right? Going through TCA, or I don't know how you guys call that, right? You know, all that stuff. You got to have your bank cards. You got to have everything. That's not freedom, guys. You might feel free, but it's not freedom. We don't know what it is. The future that is ahead of us, guys, is going to be so unbelievably exciting, guys. This is why I wanna see exactly how they're going to bring this to the people, right? So again, I don't know how we got here, but oh yeah. So this is the sequence of events, right? Maduro, I think it's time. And then Barack Obama, boom, guys. Being groomed to be the commander-in-chief, General Flynn just dropped this one afterwards, guys. 117, Al-Walid, Saudi Arabia. And there's a reason why Trump is putting Saudi Arabia in the spotlight, right? Again, they have been dealt with, and now they're working with Trump, investing in America, putting their money where their mouth is, and also having some kind of, how do you call that, Derf? This defense unity or something, right? Defense coalition with, you know, with the guys that actually know who the bad people are in America and the rest of the world. Because they bought and paid them, right? They have the people they arrested who are guilty of this. They have their information. And they were singing like birds to bring, you know, the sentence down. Because one thing you don't want is be in a prison in Saudi Arabia. Let me tell you. Right?
Definitely not.
You know? If you walk a little bit funny there with your hand a little bit like a girl, right? Like, right? No, I'm joking. You're gonna smack you up. No, I'm joking. But you know, this is something else, guys. These, right? You know,
well, I've heard. You know, I've heard of hands getting chopped, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
So, you know, these people are mean business guys, right? So again, these rich guys, they were buying, investing, so to say, right? Buying these US politicians, getting influence into Fox News and all these agencies, CNN, right? Twitter. They were shaping your culture by what you hear, and even being allowed by Barack Hussein Obama to expose the American people to military grade propaganda. Dude, I don't know. I'm saying this a lot, but this is huge, guys. That he allowed that he changed that law. And look at where we are now. Military grade propaganda. Year in, year out. With the Patriot Act. You know, even underneath it, right? Guilty until, you know, proven not guilty. To get the boogeyman, right? Ooh. Because it could be your neighbor, right? 9/11 is around the corner, guys.
It's those Muslims, guys. Those people, right? Not us, them, right? Again. Okay, let me just keep it there, guys. Because, so here is Maduro. I think it's time. And then Barack Obama is getting blasted, guys, right? Do you see how this is preloaded here? And again, the CIA is, in the middle of all of this. They have a pedigree, right? In toppling governments, etc. But let me see, guys, because this is when it all started. I was just making this decode, and then Thank You Tweet came underneath, right? And then this connection started happening, right? This picture was being painted. General Flynn, pretty wild, guys. But what happened here? Dan Scavino, on the 2nd of December, was coming out with this little clip where the man was talking about the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, huh? Let's listen to the clip.
As we move into Q4, the biggest priority is consistency. Clients are looking for steady hands right now, and that means response times, that means follow through, and frankly, it means tone. We can't sound frantic.
We can't sound frantic, right? We need to follow through, right? What did he say?
So, as we move into Q4.
So move into Q4.
Q4. As we move into Q4, the biggest priority is consistency.
Consistency.
Clients are looking for steady hands right now.
So steady hands, so don't be nervous.
And that means response times.
Response time.
That means follow through.
Follow through. Don't stop, don't hesitate. Steady hands, follow through, response time.
And frankly, it means tone. We can't sound frantic.
We can't sound frantic, guys. And what is happening here? This man is speaking. He's talking about Q4. He's saying steady hands, follow through, and we can't sound frantic. Do this in a boat, right? That's all you need. And there's your 14-second clip. Yeah? You got to look at the big picture here. What is he saying and what is happening in the screen, right? This is not about your boss saying you can't work from anywhere. That's not the case here. Steady hands, follow through, and we can't sound frantic, right? And response time. And this dude is in a boat. Okay, with a 14-second clip. Let's see, guys. I think you know where this is going, right? Because, let me see. How are we going to chip away at this? Let me see. Okay, so let's start with what he's saying, right? He was saying fourth quarter. Where did we hear this before? Fourth quarter is bringing us to Q saying, hey, fourth quarter, Patriots, we fight together. We can't sound frantic. We got to have steady hands. We got to follow through. And it's all about response time, right? We can't sound frantic. Well, this is drop 322. This is where Trump was saying Barack Obama's ring is having an Arabic inscription. Who is this guy? Well, what does this ring say? There is no God but Allah, right? Okay. Drop again. Let me see. Let me see, guys, because I want to see. Aha. Okay. It's good that I put these decodes out there, because then I know where I got the 1111 from, because I was looking for it. But the timestamp of Trump, guys, 111. So again, Barack Obama, Arabic ring. What does it read? There is no God but Allah, right? He was dropping this at 1:11 p.m.
on October 11th. That is 1011, right? The 10th month, the 11th day, right? So 111, if you don't have a 0 here, you have 111. Okay? So drop 111 is showing us. What have you learned about Huma? What organization is Huma? Which US president is affiliated with Huma? Right? Who funded on behalf of this president? We just read this, right? What just happened in Saudi Arabia? Who was arrested? Funds frozen. Why would this former president be funded pre-political days? And again, Q is asking your attention for this, repeating it. Important. Why would this former president be funded pre-political days? Not that this guy is saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to run. And these people are saying, wait a minute. Who's this guy? Barack Hussein Obama? Who are you? I'm a governor. You know, that's my name. You know, I went to Harvard University and came from nothing and I made it. And people think, oh, that's an awesome guy, man. Let's put some finances. Let's see how he's doing. Let's see how he's, you know, vibing with the people. That's not how this went, guys. He was a nobody. Being picked from the many and then being groomed to be the commander-in-chief. And Q is asking you this. Why would this former president be funded pre-political days? Because this is odd. Was the Muslim Brotherhood affiliated to any of these organizations of people? Boom. Huma, guys. Barack Hussein Obama. Who was arrested? Any ownership in US CEOs? What would investments be made? What faith does Huma represent? What faith does the Muslim Brotherhood represent? Who are the bad actors? Who funds the majority of US senior politicians? Saudi Arabia. Anyone? Yes? And there's the question. There is the Moab, guys. Was the former president of the United States groomed to be the commander-in-chief? Is this possible? How can you fly under the radar? Not necessary, because these three-letter agencies wanted him to become president, worked with it, looked the other way, or even helped out getting him in. Right? So this was already prepared, guys, before this man ever started running for president. This is showing you how deep the corruption went. Is the US political and election system corrupt? Question. If so, who owns the polling machines? Soros? They never thought she would lose. POTUS is our savior. Operators are active. We are at war. Good night, Barack Obama. We're coming for you, right? There it is, guys. Look at this. So again, why does fourth quarter, guys, pointing to Obama, wearing that ring with an Arabic inscription, which reads, "There is no God but Allah," right? Which US president is affiliated with Huma? Again, Q is bringing it in connection with the Muslim Brotherhood for a good reason, guys. Was the former president of the United States groomed to be the commander-in-chief? And Darius dropped 14, right? But we're going down because Dan Scavino made sure to drop this 43-second gap. He was dropping this one at 23:20:45, and then 43 seconds later drops the fourth quarter. Important, guys. Because 43 is showing you these crumbs are not meant to scare anyone, but merely inform. Because the resistance will be dealt with quickly The core focus is on removing entrenched and fortified bad actors from within our own government, past and present as well as others. Any military scene is for your protection as well to demonstrate our resolve. There is your deep within your federal government. How is this even possible? That nobody said, guys, what's going on here? Wait a minute. Where did this guy come from? Right? Wait a minute. What's going on here? Nobody said anything, guys. Everybody was, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Media. No journalist asked any question. And I guess people who stood up were silenced. But that's just an assumption. I don't know. But there's your 14-second clip, guys. Drop 14 so happens to talk about why isn't TIFA allowed to operate? And why hasn't the Muslim Brotherhood been classified as terrorist organization? This now happened. I don't know when Trump did this, but it was at the end of November, right? What happens if Soros-funded operations get violent and engage in domestic terrorism? What about, having an NGO getting somebody from who knows where, who is a soldier, who so happens to kill one of those National Guard members? Active war. What happens when Soros-funded operations get violent and engage in domestic terrorism? Drop 14. This is where you can see George Washington crossing the Delaware in a Durham boat, right? And there you see a guy on the water on a boat with a 14-second clip that can bring you to Soros and the Muslim Brotherhood terrorist organization and connecting that to Barack Hussein Obama, who is an illegitimate president, guys. Not born in the United States. This should be flagged across all, red alert. This is going all the way up the chain at the CIA, all the way up the chain at every three-letter agencies who didn't make a beep, guys, during that period of time. Look at this. He's close to the airspace. Flynn is saying, Maduro, I think it's time. And 67 hours later, the news comes out that the previous dictator of Venezuela, right, rigged the 2008 election for Barack Obama. Smartmatic. Whistleblower. Now in federal custody. Right? Again, those people in custody might not even speak because of the blackmail. If you speak up, we're going to kill your family. You better not speak up. This is why the stakes are high. We're pointing you to those people are now freed. So now the information can come out. And this is exactly what's happening. Do you see what's happening? Yes, I think we do. Right? I think this is pretty wild, guys. So happens to be that former president that used the military to save the republic. And what occurred exactly? National Guard activated. Trump bringing George Washington back into the Oval Office. Having that special group of Marines, inviting them brought in by Kash Patel and Donald J. Trump. Nonetheless, right? I don't know. I didn't say that right. Not nonetheless, but no other than, the commander-in-chief and the director of the FBI are walking the Marines into the Oval Office, where George Washington, the statue, is already standing. You already know this because the White House asked your attention for this. And with Drop 22, if you've done what Q told you to do, you have studied and you are prepared. You see the signs that Trump is putting out there. And think about this. Do conditions need to be satisfied to authorize the Marines working in coordination with the National Guard? How about an act of war? How about, people within your country financing, bringing people in who are killing military personnel in duty on American soil, in DC, in front of the White House? Right? The gap code is showing us 447, no deals, guys. Boom, no deals. Treason at the highest level. When a patient comes in with a chart like this, a doctor is saying, wait, guys, hold juice. You got to sit, you got a few weeks to go, my friend. You need some next level help here. If you're going to take this out, you cannot just take a little piece out right over here. You got to take the whole goddamn thing out, right? You got to take it all out at once. And people need to know why it is necessary, right? And this is what I think is coming up, I don't know when, but you can see that these bouquets of information are all pointing to Obama, right? The next phase. There it is, right? Dmitriev coming out at 2:04 in the morning and 4:46. Again, bringing you to Set Rich, right? The DNC servers. Will the government ever be giving access? Ooh, baby. Right? They were hacked by Russia, right? Russia. This is how Trump won and Hillary lost. But will the government ever be giving access? Right? Remember how Ukraine was involved with Biden? Do you know what kind of receipts are there? Again, 204 is saying an add-on to Q, right? Yo, what's up, Q? Please tell me that life will get better. Growing tired, and we need hope. And Q is saying we are winning bigly. Again, countries should join us in this work on settlement in Ukraine, not interfere. Trump is trying to organize this peace deal. And the media is already turning. Already, guys. So, what's his face? Zelensky, right? He knows too much, guys. Right? Again, you can talk about that his country is corrupt, but if the media 4 years, 5 years is praising this guy, and this guy in a week or two is coming out giving you like, hey, this is what happens. This is how it all worked. They gave us the money, came with little letters, it all went into these other companies, we never saw it. And this happened for years, guys. This is even what Biden did. And it starts circulating. I hope he's got good protection, right? For him to actually be able to come out and help out with, bringing this to light. Because I know one thing, they don't want to have any loose ends, right? Right? And there it is, right? 644, freedom, America, beautiful America, right? Said Rich, the DNC servers. Will the government ever be giving access? And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm just going out on something that I think I remember. Just don't even listen to me. But I think that Ukraine had some stake in 16 or something. Or 2020 at least, but it might be, I'm not really sure, guys. Please let me know if I'm right or not. But something is, I don't know. And there's the last one, guys. Before we get into other stuff. Here you can see that Trump is doing some kind of, on a Tuesday, guys, a throwback to Trump in Studio 45, the infamous celebrity club. Trump's talk with Andy Warhol as he holds, the pony, whatever, right? Trump was often seen at Studio 54 in the infamous New York Celebrity Club, right? Here after this, right? He's posting like 28 seconds later, right? We know what drop 28 is, right? So this is kind of saying, hey, Trump was undercover. As drop 28 is saying, Trump has military intelligence infiltrate Antifa, so bringing you to Soros, and all the certain local governments. So you can see him hanging out with all these guys. Not saying they're good or bad, but he's there. He knows the movers and shakers. And there is soul brother number one, James Brown, right? We love you, man. And again, this man, right? Think about, I said, what's it, Rodney King? I don't know, man. Who was the guy that died? And, they went to James, right? And said, yo, James, I don't know if it was the CIA or FBI. Went to James, says, dude, black people love your music, right? Please do a concert, and we only are going to broadcast this on the television. We're going to announce it so everybody is at home instead of on the street. No, Martin Luther King. That's it. Stupid. Rodney King. No, man. Martin Luther King. Yeah. That was it. He died. No, he didn't die. He got shot, right?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't die. He got shot. They got to him. And America, they lost that black leader. Their only hope in their eyes, right? And then, James said, okay, you know what? Let's go. Let's do it. There was a lot of tension. And I saw that show. I saw that a few times, right? Before, because I love to see James dance and work with the crowd, right? How he's playing with the crowd, I'm saying this and the crowd repeats, right? Those kind of things, and kind of building up the energy in the room, right? Building it up, and then boom, he goes in, right? Doing ba-ba-da, right? And this man is a legend. Absolutely. Right? Putting it all on the one, right? Instead of the four, right? He put it all boom, ba-da, boom, boom, ba-da, ba-da, right? He put it on the one. Boom, ba-da, right? Funny, man.
Yeah. I mean,
it's so simple but so effective, right?
And if you don't understand, just look up Bootsy Collins.
Oh, yeah.
He explains it perfectly.
Okay. So.
And that was his bassist in the late 60s, guys.
Yes. Bootsy Collins, later in the parliament. Ah, dude. Funny. The Mothership Connection. Awesome, guys. Those were the days, man. It was kind of, I don't know, freak show, man, on the stage. But, Okay. So what was I trying to say? Strong black leaders, right? James Brown, he was awesome when people had nothing to lose anymore. Can you understand? Years of oppression, right? Years of, setting people up against each other, right? You know how it works. And then finally you see somebody that is intelligible, somebody that can speak, somebody that can inspire. Again, I know all about Martin Luther King. Don't get me wrong. Just put yourself in their shoes, what they know, right? So there's this man, right? Speaking, I have a dream, right? Inspiring everyone. And then bang, it just evaporates. Everything gone. And then they went to James and said, "Hey, bro, please do a show, right?" And he did, and you can feel the tension in the room, and he was going through his songs, right? And then he was building up the crowd, right? And the streets were empty, guys. Nobody was on the street. And he was building up the crowd, and at some point, right, he was going, hey, I feel all right, right? And, people are just coming up the stage, and the police are just slamming those black people like they were dogs, right? And Trump, James, he was like, dude, chill out, man, chill out. Like, you don't want people to see this. Like, if black people see how you're gonna hit this guy from the stage, this is not good, right? This is not what he said, but I understand what he, think it was like, dude, you're gonna show everybody you're gonna hit these people like this. This is not in the spirit of this evening, right? So he was pushing the police away, and people went crazy, guys. He said, hey, boy, you want to dance? Come on, dance, right? You just lost. He didn't say that. That's what I'm saying, right? You just lost your hero, right? He said, boy, you want to dance? Dance, man. And then from one came in next and the next. And then before you know it, everyone's like, hey, James, I love you, man. I love you, right? Hugging him. And it went out of control, guys. Can you imagine? So much emotion, right? And then your hero, James Brown, doing the show, inviting you on stage, right? Talking back at the police, let my people dance. And then, it was panic on stage, right? Everybody was going up, and James was like, dude, chill out. I'm here to get respect from my own people. Look how you're behaving. We can't continue the show like this. The whole of America is watching. Please get off stage so I can continue the show. I'm here to get respect from my own people. Right? Help me out in this. And they went off stage without anyone being smacked around, just pure respect. Right? When the FBI or CIA or whoever asked James Brown to do that show, they were terrified. Because if the streets are empty and people are listening to you, to go off stage, you can reason with people. You are dangerous. Because if you can calm them down, you can rile them up. Right? And this is when they came after James Brown guys. These bastards. Right? Going after him with tax evasion or whatever. Driving him nuts, right? This is what we got to deal with. This is whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends. It's the right of the people to alter or abolish it and institute new guards for their future security. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You want to dance, boy? Go and dance. Right? Instead of burning down the street, right? Like George Floyd. You want to dance, boy? You feel it in you that you want to just dance with music instead of while you just lost your idol, right? The one that could make a meaningful impact in your eyes. And you're here and the music is making you dance. Please have some fun, right? Let him dance, right? That was such a powerful moment, guys. This man, James Brown, right? Again, how did we get here? Just to show you, right? Look at the admiration that they have for Trump. They know what he's doing for the black population, right? So for me to see that, James is having respect for Trump, it means a lot, right? Because he's a lot of things, stupid ain't one of them. I think he also promoted Reagan. I don't know, think so. Dude understood. But again, right? So he's putting this infiltration kind of thing, right? Being at Studio 54, that infamous New York celebrity club. And now I see James Brown there, who is, one of those powerful black leaders, right? That can calm the people down. He loves America, right? He loves his following. And he wants the best for them. And these people are in one room. So I'm not saying that these people are bad, that he's infiltrating these people, but he knows his bad and he knows his good, so to say. And again, some of them might be bad. I'm just saying that Trump, again, like, I'm not saying it. This is the House Speaker that just told you that Trump. Oh, have you seen it or not?
Yeah, I can't say that I have.
Of course you did. We had a show about it.
Yeah. What? Okay, sorry, I misheard you.
It's about, the House Speaker saying that Trump was, an insider, for the FBI undercover.
Oh, that thing. Yes.
So
Jesus.
we're
Sorry.
talking about insiders, right? We're talking about whistleblowers. We're talking about informants. Donald J. Trump doing his thing, being respected. And again, doing his thing, right? Doing his thing, right? Just being there at the parties, right? Doing what he's doing, getting respect and knowing who is who. Not saying these people are bad, right? Not saying these people are bad. Not saying Andy Warhol is bad. Just saying 28 seconds infiltration to certain local government. It talks about Trump and it talks about the New York Celebrity Club, Studio 54, right? So, what do we see here? He's dropping this twice at 1854 and 1855, but double 185. 185. Rothschilds. Here you can see a double 45. Let me see. 854 and 854, right? 854 you can see twice. And what is that drop about? It's the stage set for a raw vid of Hillary Rodham Clinton. We have it all. The stage needs to be prepared. It will be the nail in many coffins. Can you understand, guys? Impossible to defend, toxic to those connected. Dark to light, choice to know will be yours. Again, thank you for your trust. This is the mirror of that number, right? Faith and patriotism. We are privileged to serve you. Please pray for those who would lay down their lives to protect our freedom, right? Again, they're moving upon the information that is being released. Again, this picture made me think about the two times that Q was showing you, right? Who is the real racist, right? Right over here. Open your eyes to see the truth. Who are the real racists? Not Trump. These guys. These guys. These guys. And the people, right, who went to James and said, hey, you need to do this. Because they made sure to go against him when they saw that he was overshooting his purpose. What they wanted him to do, right? To see how powerful he was. Not that he had any ambition to become violent, just saying, the mere idea that he could influence black people to believe in themselves, right, and create something good instead of reacting upon the circumstance. That is the most important thing that I'm saying right here, right? Is that you have control over your emotions. right? And that you are not reacting upon the situation, but you are working from a higher view. So now you are in control. Right? Again, think about National Guard being shot in front of the White House. An act of war. Let's say that Trump has a timeline, that he wants to start implementing the military, let's say this and that month. The deep state knows it's going to come. What's the only thing they can do? You know it's going to come. What's the only thing you can do? Well, how about making sure that you know when it's going to come? By creating something that Trump has to do something, right? Now you're putting Trump in a difficult position. You're doing an act of war. You're killing an active member of the army on broad daylight, on the street in DC. This is an act of war, right? You're kind of provoking a response, right? So now, for me, I think it's good for Trump not to act upon this. It might accelerate it, but you will never say, okay, boom, this happened, boom, this happened, right? Because then you will play into their cards. If you know somebody's going to hit you, the only thing, and you can't escape it, the only thing you can do is making sure you know when it's going to happen. You create something so the person will do it, so you can at least brace for it as it comes in. I think that's the case, right? They try to taunt or kind of provoke things, right? To make him, and I'm telling you, never ever do that. Emotions cloud judgment, like Q was saying, but again, work from that higher mind, right? Don't get controlled by these emotions. Observe it's there, but use wisdom, right? To go ahead. Make concrete steps, unstoppable, not being swayed by anything around you. And then I think Trump is kind of, a teacher in such. He thinks before he talks. You never hear him say, right? Never. He speaks, he knows he's exact, boom. Name, bomb, there it is, right? Already thought about it, moving 5 steps ahead. Even when he's off the cuff. I like that. You see in the way that he's looking at it, right? You go, yeah, right? Good evening, right? Tell me more, right? Again, the gap code over here is pointing you to George Soros, right? The real racists. The ones that are saying, hey, right? Black Lives Matter, right? Come here. We're going to take care of you. Right? We're anti-fascist. This dude, then, right? Who is, you know what he did in the war, don't you? And he's financing Antifa? You gotta be kidding me, man. Right? He betrayed Jews back in the day, right? He told them this is where they live. They're in that room over there, right? He's a traitor, man. I don't want to call him a Nazi, but, funny, right? That this dude is financing Antifa. Gotta be kidding me, man. Right? Unbelievable. Okay, guys. So, Derf, what's up? I've got
Yeah, a good 45, 30 minutes. You know what? I was working on something. with the 10 Days of Darkness. I can maybe make some screenshots and show you a little bit of what I got. Let me see.
Well,
Yes, Derf, please go ahead. Please go ahead. What's up?
Pretty much just as you were wrapping up here, Trump just did a repost of the White House.
Oh, shit.
And if I'm correct, I think according to, we're going to call her good friend of the show, even though she's
what?
Probably not watching, but good friend of the show, Margot Martin.
Oh, of course.
She posted that Trump is arriving at the Kennedy Center.
Oh.
To something in regards to the World Cup that's happening. Here you go. I'll post her link in the chat if you want to just take a
just
look at a 14-second video.
Okay, guys. Derfman, maybe you can grab the mic while I play the clip. I'll be back in a second.
Mr. President, have you been told that you are going to receive the inaugural Peace Prize today from FIBA?
No. There's a rumor about it. That would be a great honor, and I'm a big fan of championship.
Okay, guys. Derf, you got the mic.
Huh. Yeah. The reporter seemed to be asking him about a Peace Prize. So that's kind of interesting. And yeah, I'm throwing something together, guys, because we did have a thing or two happen earlier on. But first, let me say hello to Angel Magic. Always good to see you. I'm sorry I missed you at the beginning of the show. I can't believe I did. But it's always good to see you. And it's always good to see you as well, Trucy. Goedemiddag. And I've got a couple of those Stroop waffles. Believe it or not, Angela. There are now obviously they're probably not the best, but at some of the dollar stores that we have in the area, we've got a few actually made, it says product of the Netherlands, produit des Pays-Bas. So I've got some Stroop waffles with me. I had one earlier and very tasty. So also let me say hello to Highlander. Democrats piss me off. We hope your follow-up interviews went well, by the way. Danny Bakkers saying Goedemiddag, right? And singing a new song is saying that she found a Stroop waffle ice cream sandwich in the freezer. I hope it was your freezer and not Nancy Pelosi's freezer, right? I don't think she would have any of those. Yeah, she's not intelligent enough, right? Let me say hello also to Sir Lord Skywalker. He's saying, Grasshopper, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. If you're referring to American Thanksgiving, you know what we call it in Canada? Thursday.
Yes. So again, so I'm really bad in these holidays, right? I never celebrated any holiday, right? So it's not in my upbringing. So, not that I wasn't religious, I was, right? But again, it was different, right? They believe that Christianity or that, Christmas is all about, pagan religion. And of course it is, right? But so I'm not really privy into, all the celebrations that are happening, right? So
that is something that it doesn't come natural, right? So if I sometimes miss saying Happy Thanksgiving, or I think Christmas is never going to happen, that I'm not going to say Merry Christmas, of course. That is something that I can't miss. But against Thanksgiving, sometimes I miss, how do you say that? The importance for certain people, how important that day is. I know that Thanksgiving, was also being brought in by George Washington, I believe, to remember the fallen ones, right? Who gave the ultimate sacrifice into this freedom that America stands for, right? But yeah, guys, like I want to work for, to get this freedom back to America, right? The Constitution, because state off, that kind of stuff, right?
Well,
this is bringing you into a whole discussion about, that's going to be difficult. I'm not talking about holidays. I'm talking about the Constitution, right? Because they've done these changes, right? So people are still in the presumption of certain things, but due to them changing everything so much, right? And our fight is to get this back to the American people, right? To make it solid, right? That they have, the freedom of speech, First and Second Amendment, that is all for them, right? And then we're going to make it globally, right? Then we're going to, release this everywhere else. That is the goal first, right? But you were saying that Trump dropped this 1139. Have you looked at it?
Yeah. No, that just dropped just as you were
wrapping
up pretty much.
Okay,
right?
guys, let's see. 1139. We have it all. We certainly do. Oh, right. We have it all, right? Okay. That's interesting. We have it all. We certainly do. Huh. Ain't that something? Look at that. 3941. Where we going one we go all? Will. Okay. William, great to see you. Huh. 1493. Let me see, guys. So, comma, 14, no. 4931. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys. Do you understand the significance? Continue. Seal ties, race for time. Hussein, hacking state voting systems, guys. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. Lee S. regarding Democrats' operations of Hussein hacking state voting systems. The tip, guys. They must win at all costs. There's your set rich, guys. 187. By the way, when I was reading this decode, guys, I was thinking to myself, oh, yes. When I was making this decode and we have the plus and the plus, and we got 185, right? 1H5 points to the Rothschilds. And we know that the Rothschilds are plus plus, right? So what if we add plus plus to 1H5? When you add 2, you got 187, right? I thought it was, I was playing around with that this morning while I was walking around and doing my decodes. I was like, I'm not going to tweet about it. Just saying, drop 185 plus plus 185, 186, 187, right? Only the tip. They must win at all costs. China's sub. A setup, guys. There it is, guys. CIA Russia hack. Okay, so they masked it as a Russian hack. God save us all, guys. So the intel agencies were in on it as well, right? Is the US election system corrupt? Only the tip, guys. Dude, so wait a minute. So we're just starting the show with Barack Obama and the rigged election. And we're showing you General Flynn with his 1 minute and 17-second clip. And as I am kind of rounding off, saying we have it all, Studio 54, the intel agencies going after people who have way too much influence to their liking. Then Trump is dropping this at 11:39, showing us we certainly do what? Have it all, right? Isn't that something, guys? We have it all. We certainly do. Showing you where we're going one week all. Shout out to an anon. And then showing you the operations by the Democrats of hacking state voting systems. Boom. There it is, guys. And again, who is their friends? Communist dictators. That should tell you a lot of who these people are. Now it is not a coincidence that this man was reading the Post-American World by Fareed Shakari. Right? Now you understand why he was. Because they are indoctrinated. This is scary, guys. And again, he's dropping this gap code. Let me see. 3232, huh? That is wild, guys. So you got a double 23 or 32. What is that? There's your watch again. Showing you the 19th. Dude, there's your Decode, Derf. Marker 1 and Marker 2. This is your Decode.
Uh-huh.
Where the hell is it? It's got to be here. There, boom. Is it this one? No. It's got to be here then. Where is it?
Oh, I think it was in your DMs or.
I think I locked it in the show. It's like pre-baked into the show, but I can't find it. I saved it in the lineup of succession of decodes because I like the decode, but I can't find it. But anyhow, this is what Derfman, got one of these. Dude, what is it, man? You were stopping the show for it. Like, hey, I need to show you something. And then I pulled it up. Anyhow, okay. Oh, what is this? Oops. Okay. Donald Trump, guys. 3232. The 27th and the 19th. Like we're saying, right? The 19th is 3 days. Like if you count 19 to the darkest days, right? The 19th to the 20th. And then the 21st is the darkest day. You know, the light is dying. The sun isn't moving. The days are not getting longer or shorter. And everything in Jewish law that doesn't move for 3 days is considered dead. And then after that moment in time, it starts moving again. The days slowly are getting longer, right? So the dark to light, right? The 3 days before the 21st, 19, 20, 21, boom, darkest of dark. And then, the 27th, 21, 22, 23, right? 7 days. If you count 21 with it, right? 21, 22, you go up to 7 days, right? 10 days. 19 to 21 and 21 to 27. Interesting. Marker 2. I like it. Okay, so what do we have here? 25, 35 or 535, comma 352, comma 2535. Oh, I didn't type anything. 535 352 2535. Okay, we stand with you, Patriot. Together we win. Okay, guys. We're closer than you think. Try to get some sleep. It must be difficult. Okay. Dude. 535. We're closer than you think. Stand. United we stand, Patriot. Together we win. Andre van Delft, guys. God almighty. There is my friend again. Right? Yeah. Andre van Delft, guys. In Den Haag. Woohoo! Look at him. He's still around on Twitter, by the way. So, God bless you, man. Dude. Wait a minute. So we got here. We have it all. Then he drops at 11, guys. 11:39. Look how beautiful this dovetails. 11:39. Look at this. We have it all, right? Then this Anna is saying, you have it all. And Q saying, we certainly do. And look at this. We're talking about infiltrating, right? Right? We have it all, guys. Look at that. Look at that smile. Like, I got you, little funny man, with your funny hair, with your funny, Campbell, cans, right? Pop art, whatever, right? Your little frail man, right? Like, this is art. Right? Cartoon BS. This is something really important. Yeah. Soup cans, guys. Right? Soup cans. They're laughing at you guys. Again, yes, I understand temporary art. Don't get me wrong, dude. I know, dude. Don't even get into the discussion with me. I'm just effing with them, right? Right?
Well,
again, this guy can draw, right? I know he can draw. I know Andy. I know his work, A to Z. My girlfriend is an artist, right? It goes with the theory, right?
Theory or territory?
Territory, yes. Territory, yes.
Yeah.
I mixed the two words together. Yes, it goes with the territory, yeah. But you got to do your small talk when you're amongst these people, and also you got to have a little edge, right? To say, hey, I think about this differently, right? Like kind of poking the bear and kind of cursing in the church, kind of say, right? Say, Andy, yeah, well, soup cans, right? Like, again, just being stupid. Okay, guys. Yeah, so there's the shout out, guys, by Q to the Anons. And there is a little detail, guys. Hussein hacking state voter systems. Exactly what we said in the first step. Boom. Rigging. Boom. Smartmatic. Woo! Oh, how close can you be, guys? And that's exactly what the drops are saying, right? There is the watch, right? The 3232 straight up, guys. And then the mirror of this, 2535, is showing you Andre van Delft, a Dutch guy, a Dutch anon. Remember 10 Days of Darkness? De wereld staat op het punt te veranderen, right? The world is about to change, guys. And Dan Scavino gave us this at the end as well. United we stand. The world, guys. Some people are asking, like, why are there a few people from Holland watching the shows, right? And again, I don't know why you get to that question. Why are you here, right? Because, right, you feel that this is something huge. Why are people from around the world coming here? Because this is about Patriots Worldwide. This is about returning liberty, prosperity back to the children of God. All of them. We stand united. Together we win. If it was just America alone, right? You got the world watching. That's a big thing.
Well, yeah.
And all of a sudden people are questioning, like, why are so many this and that? What do you think? Because this has never been attempted. To draw in this group of people, right? And teach them. Just asking questions. And just highlighting one or two patrons out there that find something. Great job, Adam. Right? Boom. Oh, badge of honor. Let's go again. Right? It's almost, I don't want to. It's almost like you're throwing a stick out there, and it's being brought back, and you just tap it on the head, like, okay, good boy, good boy, good boy. Right? Dog wants to do it again. Right? Nothing beats having a question and solving it. You really want to find the answer. And once you do, and once you understand it, now it becomes urgent. And once you find the answer to something that is urgent, right? It becomes really valuable to you, right? It means something to you, right? You put the elbow grease in, right? And now you understand the subject from all sides, inside out. And you can have open dialogue with people about it because you know the ins and outs. And if there's something wrong that you understood of it, and now you know better, then you're happy with the information. You don't want it to be a certain way. You want to fully understand how it truly is. Right? That's it. Again, we're closer than you think. Try to get some sleep. Okay. There's Andre van Delft. And let's see the White House, guys. 10:45. 10:45:49. 10:45. 45:49. 454. 4541. No, 0. 540 and 401. 104. Okay. Do I have 454 and 549 and 9?
Okay, guys, got it all. Boom. Let's see. What is it? Like clockwork. Dude. 45.49. Like clockwork, guys. Absolutely. News is fake. Insurgency is real. Absolutely. We don't inform our enemies on the specifics. Instead, we instill fear in them to make unplanned and disastrous countermoves. Boom. Are you following the news today? These people are really stupid. What a big news day. This will be the end of the Democrat Party. And this will be the path forward with public outrage to jail many so-called untouchables. You, the people, have the power. Down she goes, right? Okay, so the markers. Now it's time to pray. Operational. God bless the United States of America. Timestamps have meaning, guys. Dude. The emails, guys. The server. Boom. No deals, guys. There is that drop, guys. There is that drop. Boom. No deals, guys. Oh. Guys, there is that drop. Boom. Search crumbs too. Boom. No deals. No deals. There it is, guys. Wow. Wow, guys. Pretty specific, huh? Right? With Andre van Delft over here. Right? That's really specific, guys. Another Dutch anon in Den Haag. Right? That court that people don't accept. Right? Right? Once they're there, right? Once they're on the list, oh, I don't know. You know, like, I think Bush was there as well. So, yeah, I don't recognize this court. That's funny, right? That's funny how that just so happens to change, right? Once your name is on the list, right? Oh, wait, no. You know? Oh, funny. Okay, one more thing, guys.
Hey.
Yes? Yes, please go.
Just going to say Poland is in the house.
Yes, guys. We love you, brother. 3-12-2-0. And let me see. 2089. 2089 and 89 and 98. 0. Let's see. John Brennan. That son of a bitch. Yeah. Huh. Okay, guys. By the way, I saw one of those drops with AJ in it, Derf. And yeah, what Q had to say about it, wow, guys. I forgot about that one. Right? Jeez Louise.
Mm. Yeah, they're worth a look. Speaking of worth a look, Grass, I'm gonna post a link in the chat. Boom.
Okay, yes. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. I'll be back in a sec. Oh, dude.
Yeah, I don't think you want to miss this, Grass.
I'm not missing it. I will listening in, but yes. Go ahead. Dude.
Well, yeah, so this is General Flynn posting just as the show went live. And yeah, this is right after the countdown.
Boom.
So technically, just after the countdown, we went live today at 10:10 and 15 seconds.
Again, I was saying it to you guys. You know, I got so much to go through. Let's just go live. Start the thing. And once we're on Twitter, let it run. And look at this. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so we've got General Flynn posting at 10:11
yes.
in 15 seconds. And I didn't post it here, but you guys are probably familiar with drop 1011 from the last month or two?
Yes.
How often that's come back?
Revelations,
over and
right?
over.
Enough is enough.
With, well, yeah, with the want to say the Rothschilds conspiracy.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
You know, the whole Federal Reserve, right? Their ultimate win, death and money. You know, your voice doesn't matter. Election rigging, mass popular event designed to decrease threat level of population. These kind of things, right, are the things that are going to be pushed in your face, guys. We've been seeing it. People know, but they go like la 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 la, right? But everything Trump said will be made public, guys.
And I mean, very good point that you bring up that line from 10/11 saying mass extinction events designed to decrease threat level of population. Well, yeah, what's Flynn posting about over here? Saying in Italy, of all places, Islamists climb statues, wave foreign flags, and blast music solely to disrupt the family Christmas market.
Mm-hmm.
And just a little parentheses, the other day I saw one of those jackasses painting with a, spray painting some Islamist symbol on a church somewhere in Italy.
Yeah.
And, as much as I identify as a Montrealer first, the reality is, if you guys don't know, my parents, my grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents, and as far back as I know, they're from Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of hits home a little bit.
And these churches, guys, are old, right? These are not your, 1980, built in 1980. I don't know which church this was, but it must be a church like this.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but it's definitely.
And Trump was talking about graffiti on sandstone, right? Like this is porous stone, right? If you put a spray paint on it, you really have to go deep to get it out, right? Because it kind of sucks the paint in, and it's really it's spray paint, right? It's like really fluid.
Yeah. So yeah, just to go back to the timestamp, I thought exactly 1 minute after the countdown. And if you guys look closely at, the Grasshopper Live, specifically at the top left, if you will, of the screenshot that I took of our show, you can see that grass is moving from scene 1 to scene 2 or 3, right? So that's why I kind of did a I took a screenshot just a fraction of a second afterwards so that you could see that we went live indeed at 10:15.
Beautiful.
Where Grasshopper is saying hello, and you're all here because you know that the storm is upon us.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I had to point out his truth number ends with 5921, and when you mirror that, you get a little 1295, which is one of those be careful who you are following, or be careful who you follow drops, which has again, it has a special meaning uh, as far as Grass and I are concerned, just because I'm not going to get into it, but it's one of those be careful who you follow drops that I enjoy pointing out every once in a while. And Grass, if you want to go to the second picture.
Oh, yes, there it is. Boom. Ooh.
So, just as you guys can see the background, right? You see Hold the Line, Prepare for the Storm MAGA, but you're also seeing basically as Grasshopper is moving from scene 2 to 3. And that was at 10:17 and 54 seconds for us. And it just so happens that General Flynn posted at 10:17 and 56 seconds, which I didn't do too much digging on the truth number here, but I noticed 1756 is saying 2-minute delta. What a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
So 2-minute delta in 1756, which just happens to be 2 seconds after Grasshopper wrapped up the Hold the Line and was moving from scene 2 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're seeing, this is ridiculous, guys. I don't know if you're familiar with this or not, because I just learned about it today, where they're making some kind of a, film documentary of some kind on someone who, I don't know who this is, to be honest. If that's the one who shot at Charlie Kirk, or one of the guys that got arrested after one of the shootings. But apparently they're going to try to depict the guy as a white man. And it happens to be a black dude.
Mm-hmm.
So from my understanding, Jake Tapper is talking about a 30-year-old white man when we see clearly the picture that he's showing, that's not a white man. So, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, a white man, huh?
Well, yeah, but yeah, guys, if I have it wrong, by all means, let me know in the chat. Oh, thank you. There we go. Stevie Bananas, and I'm sure a few others are pointing it out. That's the January 6th pipe bomber. Thank you very much, Stevie Bananas. So yeah, this is a January 6th pipe bomber.
Okay.
Not a white man.
Nice smile, by the way.
Definitely don't want to make this about race.
There's a spicy meatball, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you get that in your hot dog, right? You order a hot dog and you get a pipe bomb in it, right? It's a spicy meatball.
Oh, very much indeed. Now, Grass, I know that we've got about 40 minutes left before you gotta.
Yeah, so 15.
Before you gotta go, right?
Yeah, well, I want to quit around 10. Then you can say your goodbyes and I can run the show. So like 15, 20 minutes, yes. I've got something that I want to show, by the way, but again, because Thing is with us, our beautiful sister. But yes, what do you want to go into?
Just to let you know, Grass, that there was a national Christmas tree lighting that President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump hosted yesterday. And from what I can tell, they had a fairly quick speech, lasted about 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
So we do
Okay,
have
yes.
that as a short,
Yes,
quick
let's
thing.
close out with that. Let's close out with that.
Okay.
Okay, guys. I want to show you something because Angel Magic is with us. And we're having this conversation about, something that I dug up with the 10 days of darkness, right? There is something with that 10 days of darkness that keeps coming back, right? The shutdown. Remember how, okay, let me prelude this. Let me prelude this by going back into the archives, right? Let me see. I think we gotta be, no, this one. Oh, what the hell? Oh, like this. Okay. I thought these steps are not making sense anymore. Now I understand. Okay. Wait. Okay. Let's see, guys. Huh. So where are they? Right over here, right? 10 days of darkness. The go orders, right? It started with the go, right? It went to the post, 88 words, not one or two, but three very sinister events. Again, 10 days of darkness, 88 characters, 17th word, right? 1 minute and 7 seconds apart from this delta, not one or two, but three, right? Then we had Daskavino, right? The lockdown came. And this is what we said, 10 days of darkness, when? Shutdown. Daskavino wanted our attention, right? By dropping the 2347 that brings us back to Q Baby, important moment in time, something as a beautiful sister made us that video, right? For Little Lugs. And Daskavino dropped, a link to Q Baby. And then the thing was like, it would be awesome, if he's going to drop something with, Birth of a New Nation. That is what he dropped, right? From Air Force One, Birth of a New Nation. And then the thought came, like, it would be awesome if he dropped something with Q Baby, right? And then when Air Force One landed, that was the timestamp, 2347, the Daskavino dropped it, right? On the same day as we showed the beautiful video from a beautiful beloved sister, right? But Daskavino was using here his truth number, right? His post number, pointing to the world is about to change in Dutch, right? These Dutch patriots having this banner saying sheep no more, dark to light, shutdown, darkness, light. 807, he hears us. You're learning our comms. I hear you, right? He was dropping a 1 minute and 37 second gap in between this post and the next one, which is putting again the spotlight on those worldwide central banks mentioning the Netherlands 4 times. So we got the Netherlands, we got 4 times the Netherlands, mistakes to some are roadmaps to others. This is something that Trump started his comms regarding Antifa 3 days before it happened. Remember? Mistakes to some are roadmaps to others, where it was leaving out the end quotations, right? As we can show you right over here. Leaving out the end quotations. And the post number over here was leading us to mistakes to some are roadmaps to others, right? Right over here. I blew it up on top over here, because that is relating to his post number. And then we can see that he's missing the end quotation. He has the opening one. He doesn't have the closing one. Then he puts it back in on the wrong location. And then he moves it back 12 positions to the question mark, right? Now he puts it here. Puts it back 12 places. Drop 12 talks about Antifa. And 3 days later,
On the 17th, Antifa has been designated as terrorist organization. As it points to George Soros, timing in between tweets, the missing or replaced, right, characters or letters or reading symbols. Exactly what's going on here. Day of days, Be the Artist is about to break, being confirmed. We established a series of proofs for this specific reason. Undeniable, unpredictable, coincidence after coincidence. Growth due to confirmation. Real sources communicating with the people, unrestricted and together, right? There it is, guys. Posting this at 339, the night after we showed you this. This was the 15th. This was the 16th. 3 hours and 39 minutes into the 16th of September. As we show you here, George Soros and Antifa. Little did we know, guys, that 3 days later, Antifa is going to be designated as terrorist organization. Just saying that this, again, we have it over here, right? And then boom, he's in England. And there is Antifa, the 17th terrorist organization. Timestamps have meaning, right? Showing you mistakes to some are roadmaps to others due to the post number. Just showing you, where were we? Oh yeah, we were on this tab. Okay, so then, no, not this one. There's Baby Lux, by the way. We're 10:02.
Oh my, look at that grass.
Yes, man.
Yep.
Dude, and look at the time. Look at the time, guys.
Scab.
Look at the time now.
We
It's
love you, brother.
11:01. It's 11:01 and the clip is at 1:11. Let's see what happens here, guys. Let's see what happens here. You guys, you got to see this clip, You got to see this clip. But again, I'm in a hurry. But then later on, you can see that indeed, Dan Scavino ended the day. Let me see. Yes, he ended the day when he was coming out of Air Force One by dropping this at 32347, right? This is that thing. So for Dan Scavino to hit, let me show you, to have the Dutch people, right? This is just a few days later, guys. Derfman, how many days later is this? There it is. This is the 22nd. This is a week later, guys. Right? This is the 22nd. Fresh. Fresh, guys. For him posting during our show from Air Force One. And then coming out of Air Force One, dropping at 2347. Right? And here he's dropping the shutdown, dark to light, with Q Baby, same drop, with the Dutch Anons and the Netherlands 4 times, right? The time in between his timestamp and this timestamp is exactly 888 seconds. So, 88, 10 days. What happened in Saudi Arabia will happen in the United States. So I put this in there. 10 days darkness when? Shutdown. This shutdown? The first shutdown? What's up with this? And then when this shutdown was fulfilled, right? Again, this was the next day when we are discussing this decode of Dan Scavino, right? And then Trump, guys, comes out posting at 1:37. Exactly what we were showing you here. 1:37. He drops at 1:37. 1 hour and 7 minutes after we show you this. Dropping you 316 characters. And drop 316 is showing you, looking at the map, gives you a good idea of the operations ahead. Right? Looking at the map gives you a good idea of the operations ahead. Connect the markers, right? The important point is justice. The Q is legit and justice is being served. More evidence that truth is being revealed. This is necessary for the public outrage, right? And here Q is coming, liking what he's seeing, and saying timestamps. How many clues must we provide? Drop 316. This is exactly what we're doing with Trump live shows. He drops it. What are the odds that we have this decode with I hear you, mistake to some are roadmaps or others, 137, the Netherlands, Dutch Patriots, Banner, Dark to Light, as we are questioning, is this shutdown in regards to the 10 days of darkness? Now, Donald Trump drops it at 137. And he posts 43 seconds after a previous truth. Well, how long was the shutdown? We didn't know then. Now we do know. The shutdown was exactly 43 days long. Right? 43 days long. So Trump, unbelievable, guys. Trump here is dropping us a clue about 43 days regarding the shutdown. We got the lockdown, the shutdown, boom. And he so happens to drop a 43-second gap as the shutdown is taking 43 days. And at the end of that shutdown, right, we have, let me see where it is. We got Dan Scavino, guys. Check it out. Ooh. Again, the government shutdown. Oh, jeez. Derf, help me out. Where's that thing with the shutdown? I had it ready on it. It's got to be here somewhere. There it is. Boom. So the shutdown is finished. Look at the gap code that Dan Scavino dropped on the day that the shutdown is done. It ended on the 12th, right? Now Dan Scavino, right, is dropping this gap code, 4823. Or, no, wait a minute. Right over here. Sorry, guys. There it is, right? This is the end of the shutdown in the morning, guys, at 8:04. There it is, 2934. Look at this. Boom. Going forward in order to go back, right? It started with 2934. And there you got Trump, Dan Scavino, dropping this gap code of 4392, right? It began with 2934 and it ends with 4392, right? Right? See that? You can almost take this and paste it upon this and it has the same number, right? If you fold it up like this, right? Fold this side onto this side. This drop onto this, on this gap code. Similar numbers. Beginning the day before, just 12 minutes and 52 seconds before midnight. And there is, he's dropping at 408, guys. Boom. Right? Unbelievable. Sheep no more, dark to light. There it is, guys. Shutdown. 10 days, darkness, when? Right? So this is kind of bringing us in. So how many coincidences do you need? Right? That these, this shutdown these comms are being put out there. Something with gap codes and days in between. How long is this? Is it the day for a year, right? Like 10 days, right? From the beginning of Trump's announcement to run to 26. And at the end of 2025, we can slowly see an emergence of proof, right? As we are seeing that Venezuela helped rig the Obama election of 2008, right? This is some light, little lights appearing in the dark, right? For people to see, oh, wait, we got a problem, right? You understand what I'm saying, right? Now all of a sudden, right? Trump is closing the airspace of Venezuela, right? And Flynn says, yo, Maduro, I think it's time. And then 67 hours later, boom, proof drops about how's that company called again? Semitic? Whatever. Anti-Semitic? No. How's that thing called again? Smartmatic. Yeah, there it is, right? That these whistleblowers are coming out, dropping the goods on Obama, right? Now let's have a look at the 10 days of darkness, right? Let's look at the gap. Like, I don't want to say the 10 days of darkness. Well, let me say this. Q is saying 10 days of darkness is connection with the shutdown. Okay? This is established, right? And Anon is saying, I have a question. 10 days darkness. When? Only word Q is saying shutdown. That's it. That never left me. Why is this happening? What does this mean? 10 days darkness when shutdown. These comms are pretty established. When the shutdown happened, right? We got this little banner, the Netherlands, right? Everything. So I'm paying attention. Gap code 8888. I'm just saying. Q baby. And then at the end of the shutdown, we got the banner again with a lot of beautiful comms, right? Giving you the original, right? Of where 807 was an answer to from Q, from Trump, right? 803 was the original. And in 807, Trump is saying, I hear you, right? As you can see in this decode, that the gap in between, right, is showing you 803, the time in between. And that is bringing you back to the original of this drop. This drop is this little white box you see here. So how can this come back at the beginning and at the end? And this is showing you the answer to this drop. So also happens to have the Queen to Fox 3, right? As Julian Assange might be one of those helping to bring stuff to light, right? There's a reason why he was pardoned or freed just a few days before the first presidential debate, right? Ready for launch, show the world the truth, open their eyes, learn their comms, guys. Again, what's going on with the shutdowns, right? I wanted to know. So, okay, so that brings us to this little thing that I did. As we were going to the DMs of Derfman. Let me see. There's the one. Let me see. I can blow it up. Well, it's a little grainy, huh? Let me try to do it in twos. Let me see. Let me try to do it like this. One. I don't know how much I need of this. Let me just shoot it all. I think I just need the first two. But let me send this to Derf in his DM. And now my Twitter isn't working on my phone. Oh my God. Unbelievable piece of shit, man. Unbelievable. So this is one. Somehow my phone, guys, I need a new phone. I need a new phone. And thank God the Samsung 26 is coming. No, 20. What is it? Yeah, 26 is coming out next year, guys. So there's a few. Okay, guys. So did I do it correctly? Or did I do the first last and the last first? I don't know. Yes, so this is the top, right? I was saying, hey, how many days are in between the Trump first government shutdown to the last, right? I just wanted to know, like, how many days are in between the first and the last? Because in those comms from Trump, again, let me show you, because this is important, guys. This is really important. Over here, you can see that Trump is doing him going through DC. Right? Going through this sea. And later on, when I saw the video, Trump is behind the mast there, right? He's going through DC as the Grim Reaper, you know? And his post number was saying, promises made, promises kept. And to look at this video, this is the reason why I went from the first shutdown to the last shutdown, right? Again, this is all about taking care of, you know, getting rid of the New World Order, right? And those families. What if Russia, China, and others are coordinating to work with POTUS to eliminate the New World Order, right? And here you see it already highlights Al-Walid bin Talal and Barack Obama, right? You know, The Post-American World by Fareed Shakari, right? Why would the President of the United States be reading this book? Again, showing you what at the end of the 10 days of darkness will come up to surface. They were already preloading this here. And this is the reason why we so love drop 1010 and 1011. Because this is your conspiracy in quotations. This is how they hide the truth. But these conspiracies, just like in drop 1011, are going to be blown out of the water. This is not going to be conspiracy anymore. This is going to be fact, guys. This is going to cause outrage because enough is enough. Revelations. At the end of the 10 days of darkness, there is going to be that little light that guides us through the darkness into that sane and safe future. The stakes are high. It all depends on what we do with Russia and Ukraine. This has to be successful. We set Israel for last, but it was going to be Ukraine. And why is that? If you know, you know, right? Conspiracy. This is how they, you know, humiliate and typecast everybody who is close to the truth, right? And Trump was dropping this clip, this Grim Reaper making his way through DC in the darkness or in the storm, right? Here we go, guys. Q Anons and Trump, the conspiracy theory of the New York Times. Here we go, guys. Let's blast all these conspiracies away. Let's show everybody that this is a real conspiracy. This is not Green Man or, you know, Bigfoot, right? This is a conspiracy. Look at this. This is a conspiracy. Reading this book, being groomed to be the commander-in-chief, the three-letter agencies being engaged to get him elected, the media working coordination. This is a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy of families working together against you. Creating the Federal Reserve, loaning money to your country, now controlling you and everything you own. It's not even that the what is it? That the Vatican's, owns you. They even did this, right? And it was almost going to be, right, that they're going to take your civil liberties away, your human rights, right? Because if you take a vaccine and your DNA is altered, right, you could, theorize, are you even human anymore? Do those human rights apply to you, right? And again, why do they call you female and male, right? Because you're an animal. They don't see you as human beings. That's another thing, right? They don't even consider you to be a human. You are cattle to them, right? You have to understand words. This whole trick with courts and lawyers that represent you as a corpse that can't speak, that don't speak the lingo, right? Understand who you are. But these conspiracies are going to be, these quotations are going to be nuked off this word, guys. Conspiracy, right? The smug on people's face are going to be smacked off. You know what I'm saying, right? When people understand, right, that their ultimate win was death and money. And yes, the Federal Reserve, we all know this, right? But for people to fully understand, to see the effects of this, what, cancer in babies, guys, what they were doing, these chemicals, horrible. They even have a mass extinction event designed to decrease the threat level of population. Not funny, guys. Your voice doesn't matter. You are cattle. You don't even speak in court. You can't even speak. You need a lawyer to represent you. This is worse than people think, guys. You're not a man on the land, right? You're male and female. But enough is enough, guys, right? These quotations, these things, this is what I'm saying, right? These are going to be blown off. And the smirk on people's face, like, oh, but you believe like Trump is a good guy, right? It's like, boom. You better, let's hope that I'm right, right? Because if we're not, right? And they will understand, right? Conspiracy, guys. Let's see. So, again, we were looking in the days in between, right? Of the government shutdown. No, I wanted to show you this clip, right? Because to show you the first shutdown in 2018, right? What Trump said. Now you understand why it is important to look at the first and the last, right? Are you still following me, chat? I'm showing you the succession of the 10 days of darkness that happened before, and then what happened after Dan Scavino dropped the shutdown. Trump confirmed the shutdown with 137 back channels. You are in the midst of something historic. The resistance will be dealt with. And the core focus is on removing entrenched and fortified bad actors from within our federal government, past and present. Bring them to heel, super predators, right? The Rothschilds. 185 again. 137. 14 seconds. Always, dude, there's your Antifa, Muslim Brotherhood, right? knowing where the bodies are buried, and the generals asking Trump to run with assurances made to prevent tampering. Trump forming a panel to investigate, right? The election that he won. So he knew exactly where to look if they're going to let them steal it, to catch them in the act, right? How do you capture a dangerous animal? Back channels, important, right? Again, the gap code is important here because he's showing you in the gap code exactly how long the shutdown is going to be. 43 days, guys. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm doing here? Why are we looking at gap codes? The timing in between, the miscellaneous replaced letters, right? This isn't a game. Trump himself is talking to us here. He dropped to 43 at the first day of the shutdown, guys. Showing you our cause must be this way. Full control, right? Patriots in control. How could Trump know it was 43 days before it ever started? This is why, right? I wanted to have a look because over here, you can see that Trump is dropping this video, right? Promises made, promises kept, bringing you to the first shutdown. Let's see what Trump is saying here to paint a picture, so to say.
Thanks. You know, I keep hearing about investigations, fatigue. Like almost from the time I announced I was going to run, they've been giving us this investigation fatigue. It's been a long time. They got nothing, zero. You know why? Because there is nothing. But they can play that game, but we can play it better.
Boom!
Because we have a thing called the United States Senate. And a lot of very questionable things were done.
Boom.
Between leaks of classified information and many other elements that should not have taken place.
And again, what is coming out right now? What did General Flynn, Maduro, it's time. What happens 67 hours later? Boom. Smartmatic. Rigging elections, Venezuela. Boom, guys. Right? Investigation fatigue. Let's look at the other side where the real crimes were committed, right?
And all you're going to do is end up in back and forth and back and forth, and 2 years is going to go up, and we won't have done a thing. If that happens, then we're going to do the same thing, and boom, government comes to a halt. There are many things we can get along on without a lot of trouble, that we agree very much with them and they agree with us. I would like to see bipartisanship. I'd like to see unity. And I think we have a very good chance of, and maybe not on everything, but I think we have a very good chance of seeing that.
If they start investigating you, that you can play that game and investigate
better
them.
than them.
Can you compartmentalize
that? And I think I know more than they know.
Can you?
Boom, guys! Look at that. This is, he knows. Yeah, like little boy. Little did you know, right? Look at this face. This is, he's got full control, guys. Wow.
Can you compartmentalize that?
And I think I know more than they know.
Can you compartmentalize that and still continue to work with them for the benefit of the rest of the country?
No.
Or are all bets off?
No. If they do that, then it's just all it is a warlike posture.
Boom, guys, the warlike posture. And as we could see, during the second shutdown, his truth number was on the warlike posture during this whole, Palestine and Israel peace deal, right? This was the warlike posture, right? This is so incredibly well done, guys. Every detail accounted for. If you've been seeing the shows, you know exactly what I mean. But now let's look. This was shutdown number 1, right? But we can do it better. The government comes to a halt. They can play the game. Investigation fatigue. And in other words, I know it all, right? And let's look at the other side where the real crimes were committed, right? Dark to light. The darkness falls.
And so then, wait a minute, then the follow-up.
You heard my answer. Go ahead.
Well, since it's Jim, I'll let it go. Okay.
Okay, guys. So again, beautiful drop, you know. Here's the clip as reference. Little did I know, guys, how important this was going to be in the future, right? This little clip showing you, you know, at 70 seconds he's saying this and showing you this is about something bigger, right? Not just America, but taking out the New World Order from, you can't take it away just from America. You got to take it away everywhere, right? And he's already putting all his trade deals in place of it. It's already there. All the tariffs are there. So now it has to be, you know, the tariffs have to go to the people as it is going to the people in America. And both countries can rise, right? Can be rich, prosperous. But okay, let's now look at, we now understand that the gap code of the shutdown is giving you an insight of operations ahead, right? He was dropping the gap code of 43 as the shutdown lasted 43 days. Now let's have a look at the gap in between, right? So again, I was asking here how many days are in between Trump's first government shutdown to the last. And again, I didn't ask it correctly, right? And then I said, you know what? I just want to know, let me see what it is. How many weeks, right? And then it starts counting the weeks. And I like this one. He was saying roughly 359 weeks and 6 days. So just 1 day shy, or just a few hours shy of 360 weeks. This is full circle. The first to the last shutdown is bringing you full circle. So what Trump said before, right? Like we show you here, like, let's look at the other side where the real crimes were committed, right? Where the hell is it? Is bringing you full circle, right? That little video that I just showed you. That miraculously just disappears. I don't know where it is, but there it is, right? 360 bringing you full circle. First shutdown to the last shutdown. I think, okay, these numbers are making a lot of sense, right? So then we go to the next. I think this is the one. Then I said, let me see. How many days are in between? Are between Trump's first government shutdown to the last. Okay, so this one we saw. How many weeks? Jeez. There's the second. Yeah, so this is the important one, guys. Now I want to know. Okay, wait, you can't see it. Wait. This is where I said, now I want to know, right? Now I want to know from the end to the first day of the last shutdown, right? I just really want to know how many days are in between when the first government shutdown stopped and when the first government shutdown began. How many days are in between the end of the first and the beginning of the last, right? 2,440 days. Well, this is getting wild, guys, because this is bringing you back to that wonderful drop. And this is giving you a beautiful, beautiful video to make it. Let me see. What was the drop again? 2,440. And this happened, at the end when Trump won his second victory. Derfman, remember that? That these were the deltas, right? That Trump was hitting, right? Be proud, traitors. Today, like in 2016, you are in one united voice rising up to defend this great nation. Today, like in 2016, you are in one united voice, protecting the freedoms in which so many have died to provide. Today, like in 2016, you are in one united voice, making America great again. We stand together. We stand united for our flag. We stand united for good. We stand for what is right. We stand for compassion. We stand for freedom. We stand for peace. We stand for liberty. We stand for justice. We stand for equality. We stand for prosperity for all. Look at this, guys. Now we understand how this prosperity for all is being created. Tariffs, right? Lowering taxes, giving children this little 1,000 on a, that is being traded on the stock market that will turn into 170,000 at the end, or even more if they let it stay on that account till they're 35. Right? Look at this. Promises made, promises kept. We stand for religious freedom. We stand for human rights, right? They don't consider you to be human. They consider you to be male or female. They consider you to be cattle, right? But we stand for human rights. We stand for life. We stand for each other. We stand for friendship. We stand for love. We stand for fill in the blanks. We stand for the United States of America. This is what it is built upon, right? This is what it means. Are you proud to be an American? Today, America is united, right? And we are all united in the mission that we have, in the times that we are living in. To hear these words being spoken in 2016 from Trump, how the show is starting. Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment and giving it back to you, the American people, right? This is a crossroads to see if you will take back this government, right? And let it serve you again, because this is how it was created. These unalienable rights, the pursuit of freedom, absolute freedom. And I'm telling you, we do not understand yet what that truly means. We have never experienced it, right? But again, there is a reason why Q is putting this video in there, right? And just take a moment to understand where we are, right? And just go into that silence and just contemplate and just be still for 4 minutes and just breathe in and out while you're listening to this beautiful video that Q paired with this message, right? Are you ready? Let's do this, guys. Just breathe in and out and remember. Ain't there something, guys? Right? Right? Doesn't that just opens you up? Let go of what doesn't serve you, right? And just be in the moment. That's all you need to do. And just understand where we were and where we are, right? And what it all means. Just be, right? And on that note, guys, I'm going to be back on Sunday, right? I have to go down. But again, we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Derf, you got the final words, my friend. Yeah, I'm coming.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. No better way to end the show on this note. And I do want to make sure that we once again send out our love and our prayers to Richard Rohr, Stratman Pix. I think you might be lurking. I think I saw you in the chat a little earlier. Also sending prayers to Deflustrated's mom, Deflustrated's neighbor, Nancy, Deplorable LJ, Zoe Girl, and also Tippy Top, who is having some hip issues. So, yeah. Ooh, that was...
yeah, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I know, brother. Again. So we're going to do this more often, right? Again, this is something that you're carrying with you every single day, every moment, right? And it's really important for you to recognize this and just be in a moment where you're safe and you're in this ball of light, right? Just totally loved and safe, right? And in that, you always know how bad the storm is. This is within you, right? And this is always where you're tapping your inspiration from, or begin your day with this, or end your day with this, or during a break. Just take a moment to just be still, right? And sometimes you need a song like this, right? That Q put in here for a reason, right? It's some kind of a way to get still, right? And just enjoy that moment of peace. And take that and just stretch it. Just make it bigger and bigger. And make that moment longer and longer. So when the music stops, you're still in that space, right? And every thought that comes in, just let it go like a balloon. Just push it away. It's nonsense. Just push it away, right? And try to do that, right? To calm the mind down, to act from a position of power instead of reacting to all the little things. It's like a little cat going after a laser light, right? Don't be like that cat, right? Just look around and look at the guy who's playing with the thing and smash that laser light out of his hand, right? Be smart, right? Don't be emotional, right? Be in the now. Right. And again, that is now more important than ever, guys. But I really have to go, guys. I love you. Tuna Moonenbeck, Derf, man. I love you, my friend. And again, hopefully see you on Sunday at 10 a.m. And we're going to recap this epic week and bring everything in context, right? Of what is happening. And big shout out to the Trump team, right? And Q for bringing us in and showing us true love, right? True friendship, fellowship, crossing borders, because we're all united, right? We're all under, some are, some aren't, right? And again, it's all about being in the now, guys. I love you all. Derfman, anything? Because I really got to run.
One more quick prayer request also to Singing a New Song's daughter, who is apparently slipping back into drugs. So we'll send our prayers out to you also singing a new song. And again, guys, let us know if you want prayers for anything. Just put it in the chat, because we've got an amazing group of patriots here, starting with Grasshopper, Angel Magic, Miss Penny Black, and the rest of you guys. So we love you, and we'll see you guys on Sunday.
Okay, guys. So love you all. Let's play Hold the Line. Let me shout each and every one out, because they love you. And see you on Sunday. Bring a friend. And, use this clip, guys. If you, use it, read the drops. There is a really good reason for this. And again, we love you. Here is the links. May it serve you well. And see you on the next one. And don't be late. Shout out to Jimmy. Okay, guys. Let me see. Where is this? Okay, there we are. Okay, guys. Boom time. Let me see. Where's the chat? We love you. Oh, yeah. The dick music.
I will be your president for disease, joblessness.
Okay, young riders. We love you, my friends. Till Sunday, the 8th.
Extremism.
We'll fear to see Lulu 51, Madman, Tapper Tim, Angel Magic, Danny Backers, American Scout, Evan Fellas, Trucy, we love you, Highlander, Happy Grammy Linda, Ted Phyllis, Tapper Friends, Biz Beyond. Love you, man. Miss Penny Black, we'll fear to see Sing a New Song since you broke the internet, Timex Lady, Danny Quickers, we gonna hold the line, boom time. American Scout, Tyrius MC, Jenna Franklin, we love you. Collins 1921, Glad Again, MLM, woo! JJ White, love that name. Highlander, Rick Hugh, Dehain, Ted Phillips.
1977. I ain't crying. Okay, guys. Richard Roar. Sparkle Truth. Timber Tim. Beautiful. Your magic. Miss Penny Black. Steve Frustrated. Louise. On YouTube. Alright. We have reached a cruising altitude of 40,000 foot long ago. As we prepare to land, make sure your seats and folding trays are in their upright position. And while you're ready, guys, please double check if you're buckled up, because you know it's gonna get bumpy. Sir Lord Skywalker, we love you. Derf man, you got this.
United Airlines Guantanamo Bay. Immediate boarding at gate Scabby.
Guys, Scabby, we knew this day would come, so grab your favorite beverage, liberal tears, grab your popcorn. We knew this day would come, we like to dump to the eating after lifting, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Do no good. Catch Phyllis. Glad again. Shout out to RBN. Miss Penny Black, we love you. Sing a new song, singing it loud, the angels are sounding their horns. The apocalypse is nigh, foreshadowed for millennia, and unfolding right in front of our eyes. We're blessed to be alive and to be witnesses of this epic transition to greatness. Big shout out to Donald J. Trump, Dan Scavino, Elon Musk, General Flynn, Cash Patel, Pat Bondi, Chuck Grassley, Richard Gunnell, Winston and Warlocks. We love you guys.
We love you.
Linda from Texas, we love you. DJ Letson.
Too many of us think it is impossible.
Too many think it is unreal. But that is a
dangerous,
defeatist
belief. It leads to the conclusion
that we are gripped by forces we cannot control. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for the Storm Mega. Okay, guys, let's wait until the Waragon 1 we all is full of screen, because you guys are absolute proof of this, and this is what unites us, right? I hope that you felt what I felt, right? I hope we all feel the same way, because that means that something beautiful is happening. That is the reason why we all come together. That is the reason why we are being pulled to this movement, right? And this is something we should cherish. This is something we should nourish, right? And something we should pay attention to. Because, again, this will make sense, you know? Once you know. And again, guys, Carly Gager, we love you. And again, see you on the next one. See you Sunday morning, 10 a.m. And I love you guys. Truly, truly love you. More than you know. Okay, guys. Love you. See you Sunday. Bring everybody in, guys. Spread the word. Come on. Come into the show. We will, you know, I promise you, this will blow your mind.
Grassroots army. It's an army.
It's an army, guys. A grassroots army, guys.
We have plenty of time. It's a Sunday, right?
At 17, your people say, I want to vote, but, you know, I'm busy. I have other things to do. Let's go see a movie, and we'll watch the results later.
Come on now, Trump. Look at the ease in his eyes. He's doing this flawlessly, man. Trump is doing this flawlessly. Just had a bullet whizzing over his ear. 5 days later, he's behind the mic and he's spitting comms, guys. Trump is spitting comms like a Gatling gun, guys. You know? We thank you. Patriots win. Arrows up. Share. Hoorah. Oscar worthy, you know? Look at this band of annals. There was a time when the world asked ordinary men to do extraordinary things. That is us, guys.
That's great. That's great. Do we have the greatest people in the world? We have the greatest people in the world.
The point, the hat, he turns, he claps, and he points to the camera. Boom! There he is, guys. Trump, we love you guys. Oh my God, what a rally, guys. What a rally.
Nothing beats just hearing us, just seeing, you know, you can already hear it in my voice where I think like, okay, I might head out now, right? And then, you know, before you know it, you know,
an hour
you know,
later,
they come with something that is like, you know, and that is that drop, right? That I always want to read. 1339, and this is to you, QT. We establish a series of proofs for this specific reason. Undeniable, unpredictable, coincidence after coincidence, growth due to confirmations, real sources communicating with the people, unrestricted and together, guys. So this is why Trump was labeling them the fake news, you know, and they will make sure, right, to drop those, you know, to back us up, right? And we love you, QT. Thank you so much for everything you're doing.
That zero delta at 2:47 and 56 seconds. It's to the second, guys.
47.56 to the second delta.
The second, guys. This is ridiculous.
An insane assault.
There it is, guys.
Jesus.
There it is.
Boom, guys.
There it is.
There it is, guys.
Woo!
There it is. Derf man in the house.
Dang,
We got Derf man in the house, guys.
I do appreciate all.
I do appreciate, guys. There it is. We sincerely appreciate. There it is, guys. 10:25. 10:25, guys. 10:25. There it is. I hope you guys can see it again. But this is central, so we got to add an hour here, right? 10:25. 10:25. We sincerely appreciate it for your kind words and appreciation. There it is. There it is, guys. The zero.
There it is.
Hey! Oh my God, this is good.
Of thousands, millions of people came in through Biden, and they say zero.
Boom! They say zero. What? 9:40 EST, aka 21:40 Eastern Standard Time. Boom! 21:40 zero Delta. What do we have here? Zero. They say zero. How about a nice zero delta to encourage add-ons on request of the Q team? Oh, whoa. Guys, check it out. He's saying we have it all at 7:09. 7:09, guys. Listen.
We have it all.
Boom, guys. We have it all. 5:09 Mountain Time. That is 7:09. Check it out. Are you ready? We have it all.
oh my gosh.
This is 1909. The military timestamp of 7:09, guys. We have it all. See that? Isn't that epic, guys?
Wow. How does he do that?
But we'll make sure that that's going to go very quickly. We'll be able to do things that you never even thought. The only good thing about what happened with this 4-year disaster is that the people will understand when we fix our country. They'll be much more understanding than they would have been if we just went straight ahead and did it.
Oh, right.
What the heck?
What the fuck? Come on, Trump. Dude, what the fuck? This is XM 4461. Dude.
They tell me there's a storm coming in. Is that right? Is that still
The first time I had it, but you know, you guys were after me. I said I had to focus. I was the hunted, and now I'm the hunter. It's a big difference.
After decades in which past presidents coddled and enabled the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism, President Trump finally ended the immediate threat of a nuclear Iranian regime. The Iranian regime was weeks away from being able to produce a nuclear weapon that would threaten the entire world before President Trump took this decisive action on Saturday night to obliterate their nuclear capabilities. The contrast in leadership could not be more clear. Barack Obama and Joe Biden sent pallets of cash American taxpayer dollars, in a failed attempt to buy the Iranian regime's compliance with a weak and ineffective deal. President Trump sent a fleet of American warplanes to destroy Iran's ability to produce a nuclear weapon.
There's new evidence that Barack Obama asked intelligence and investigatory heads like John Brennan, the former CIA director, James Clapper, the former director of national intelligence, and James Comey, the former FBI director, to find me evidence that you haven't found yet so that we can continue the Russian collusion hoax after it was ineffective in the campaign. You go back, we only have a few weeks left, I'm a lame duck president, and bring me the right assessments. And that's exactly what they did, and that's why they're terrified that new information is coming forth that suggests to the American people what they did and how they were culpable.
Incredible. It's all there now. It's in writing. And Tulsi's done a great job.
She's tough.
And she's tough and she's smart. And she did. She went deep into the files and she found it.
A new bombshell on the Russiagate hoax has dropped, revealing what U.S. intelligence knew back in 2016. Sources telling Fox News Digital that the U.S. intel had credible foreign sources indicating that the FBI would play a role in spreading the Trump-Russia collusion narrative. That was before the FBI launched its controversial probe. Now, CIA Director John Ratcliffe is expected to declassify intel from former special counsel John Durham's report on the origins of the FBI Trump campaign probe.
As you were playing those clips of these people like Morning Joe seemingly befuddled, saying that by no account is any of this true, I would challenge them to see if they've actually read the documents, every single page of the documents that we've released over the last couple of weeks. If not, go to odni.gov, G-O-V. It's all right there for anyone to see. And those who go in and read this will see how President Obama directed that a National Security Council meeting be called to talk about Russia.
Is the Oversight Committee prepared to enter into a legal battle with the DOJ over the Epstein files? You guys want the Clintons to tell us what they know about this, and many others. We'll put up the list again so everyone can see.
How can an entity known only as Q, faceless, nameless, fameless, etc., begin to ask questions on 4chan, now 8chan, and build something of this magnitude? How can the same Q entity garner such a massive amount of worldwide mainstream media, fake news attention attacks? How is it possible this Q entity can forecast future events or know when the POTUS is about to tweet? How is it possible future proves past regarding the information provided? How is it possible this Q entity, an entity who began by merely asking questions on 4chan, 8chan, was able to fill in the blank?
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself. The establishment has trillions of dollars at stake in this election. For those who control the levers of power in Washington and for the global special interest, they partner with these people that don't have your good in mind. Our campaign represents a true existential threat like they haven't seen before. This is not simply another 4-year election. This is a crossroads in the history of our civilization that will determine whether or not we, the people, reclaim control over our government. The political establishment that is trying to stop us is the same group responsible for our disastrous trade deals, massive illegal immigration, and economic and foreign policies that have bled our country dry. The political establishment has brought about the destruction of our factories and our jobs as they flee to Mexico, China, and other countries all around the world. It's a global power structure that is responsible for the economic decisions that have robbed our working class, stripped our country of its wealth, and put that money into the pockets of a handful of large corporations and political entities. This is a struggle for the survival of our nation. And this will be our last chance to save it. This election will determine whether we're a free nation or whether we have only the illusion of democracy, but are in fact controlled by a small handful of global special interests rigging the system, and our system is rigged. This is reality. You know it, they know it, I know it, and pretty much the whole world knows it. The Clinton machine is at the center of this power structure. We've seen this firsthand in the WikiLeaks documents, in which Hillary Clinton meets in secret with international banks to plot the destruction of U.S. sovereignty in order to enrich these global financial powers, her special interest friends, and her donors. Honestly, she should be locked up. The most powerful weapon deployed by the Clintons is the corporate media, the press. Let's be clear on one thing. The corporate media in our country is no longer involved in journalism. They're a political special interest, no different than any lobbyist or other financial entity with a total political agenda, and the agenda is not for you, it's for themselves. Anyone who challenges their control is deemed a sexist, a racist, a xenophobe. They will lie, and then again, they will do worse than that. They will do whatever is necessary. The Clintons are criminals, remember that. This is well documented, and the establishment that protects them has engaged in a massive cover-up of widespread criminal activity at the State Department and the Clinton Foundation in order to keep the Clintons in power. They knew they would throw every lie they could at me and my family and my loved ones. They knew they would stop at nothing to try to stop me. Nevertheless, I take all of these slings and arrows gladly for you. I take them for our movement so that we can have our country back. I knew this day would arrive. It's only a question of when. And I knew the American people would rise above it and vote for the future they deserve. The only thing that can stop this corrupt machine is you. The only force strong enough to save our country is us. The only people brave enough to vote out this corrupt establishment is you, the American people. Our great civilization has come upon a moment of reckoning. I didn't need to do this, folks, believe me. I built a great company, and I had a wonderful life. I could have enjoyed the fruits and benefit of years of successful business deals and businesses for myself and my family, instead of going through this absolute horror show of lies, deceptions, malicious attacks. Who would have thought? I'm doing it because this country has given me so much, and I feel so strongly that it's my turn to give back to the country that I love. I'm doing this for the people and for the movement, and we will take back this country for you, and we will make America great again.